Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button. Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna. And welcome to the We Watch It All podcast, where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for.
This is take number 6 of this damn intro.
Sure it's not 7?
Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't, even the thing doesn't want to tell me what take it is. It's one too many takes, quite simply, based on the cats. Somebody's hitting the mic, someone's rubbing their face on the mic, somebody's crying.
My legs are already asleep.
Oh no, not the damn leg situation again.
Crisscross applesauce at 50 is not the way to go, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Let's just jump right into the news.
Alright.
So Gotham Knights on the CW canceled. I'll be surprised. They canceled almost every single Arrowverse DC show. I'm not shocked. I'm just shocked it made it that far, honestly. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have watched anyway. But
I don't think. I think you would have.
I maybe would have seen. I watched the. Here she goes with those legs. I watched the.
I'm gonna try to be quiet, everybody. Okay. I'm almost there.
I watched the trailer for it, and yeah, no, even the trailer wasn't doing it for me.
No.
Okay, well, you did go and get some of your own news this week too.
I did.
So why don't you share some of the news you gathered? I still have more, but we'll go back and forth.
Olivia Newton-John. Everybody should know who she is. I'm sure your generation might not, but I mean, really, who hasn't heard of Sandy from Grease? I mean, it's a classic.
I've never seen the movie.
You might not have seen it, but I feel like you've seen their
If
pictures.
you Google the Grease telephoto novel or something, it's basically a graphic novel for Grease. That's what I know of Grease. I read the book that you had.
Yeah.
So that's all I actually truly.
I carried that book around with me everywhere. And I used to.
Yeah, it was falling apart.
There was like hairdos that I used to do, like one particular ponytail that she did with this ribbon. It was like very classic. But yeah, she died. She was 73 on August 8th, I believe. She was battling stage 4 breast cancer. I think for like 30 years, which is
wow, impressive.
Like where I think she was like good, then bad, then good, then bad kind of thing. But she also created the Olivia Newton-John Foundation Fund, which was dedicated to the research for plant-based medicine and cancer. So she tried to use a lot of like CBD and like that kind of stuff to like help her deal with her cancer. So I thought us being vegan, that was pretty interesting. I didn't know that about her. That was one of the mine.
Okay, I'll go. So I'm gonna combine two. Disney Plus Day is coming on September 8th. That's kind of where they just share what's kind of coming up for Disney Plus. Sometimes they'll put new releases out for Disney Plus. So we'll talk about that when it happens on September 8th. But I just noticed because they were like 1 month till.
Yeah.
And also, supposedly Disney Plus and Hulu are going to have some price changes coming up in October, which is not surprising because they're going to probably justify it by saying, look at all this new content that we're going to be putting out.
For who again?
Disney. So they're actually going to hopefully be coming out with an ad plan, which in a weird way, I'm like...
But they did start I feel like they started low for Disney.
Yeah, they did. For how much content I feel like they do have.
I was surprised.
So Disney Plus is going to have an ad plan.
I'm not surprised that they're raising it because they're going to jump with everybody now.
No. Ad plan that's going to be like $9.99, which... Oh, no, sorry. I'm confused. I was looking at the bundles. I'll just do basic. Basic with ads, $7.99, which I do feel like Disney Plus is the one place I might not want ads just because I feel like some of it's so cinematic that, like, I don't know. Imagine being in the movie theater and you get, like, an ad mid-movie. I hate ads mid-movie, but I don't know. That's might be the only one. If you don't want the ads, it's $10.99. Hulu is going to do the ad plan, which is the one we have, $7.99, no ads, $14.99. Also ESPN, but we don't really care about ESPN. You can go look that up on your own. Yeah. If we're not covering sports, so I don't think we're gonna probably attract a ton of sports people here. But if you have the Disney and Hulu together, that's gonna be $9.99, which we have to figure out how we can connect our thing because obviously it's a better deal. That's with ads. Without ads. Oh no, sorry. There is no ads. There's a legacy plan for existing ones, which is $15. You get no ads on Disney, but with Hulu.
If you already had Disney.
Yeah, I don't know if all these are officially confirmed yet, but they're definitely rumored to be. And every time I see like a price increase or adjustment for some streaming service, it's typically true. So, I mean, that's not horrible. Even $10 if you're paying no ads, I feel like for all the stuff that is on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like they're finally getting their footing for like how much they want to release content wise with like Marvel and Star Wars. Like I feel like they're picking up now because the pandemic's, I guess, ending. It's not over. It's still happening, but you know, I guess people have a footing on it where they can kind of move with production, I would say. Like now they know what they need in terms of guidelines.
Yeah.
All right, what else did you grab?
Also,
Grab.
Well, they're having grab. Since we're doing Only Murders in the Building, I happen to notice that Selena has, well, it's not a new venture. She started, I think, last year or something like that with her mother and another girl, the Wonder Mind. It's like a mental health type app. You get like newsletters and stuff like that. And it's also, she was trying to raise funding for it, I guess so. But she's like got $100 million now in funding that they just received. So that's pretty like impressive for like a startup type of mental health thing.
Yeah.
And she had like Serena Williams, I think, was like the first one to give like $5 million early on.
Wow.
So yeah, but all these people have their own like things. Like Serena Williams' thing is called Serena Ventures. So like that's where she gave her funding from. I'm like, damn. Like, crazy.
Speaking of Selena and Only Murders in the Building, right before we're about to start this,
oh my God,
Only Murders in the Building experience is going to be happening in New York City on August 19th and the 20th.
Like that Friends and Stranger
Yeah,
Things.
it looks, I think it's going to be more of like an art gallery like installation, because that's what it's called. It's in the Third Arm Gallery is what it said. There's not, the info is literally going to be dropping the day this podcast goes up, so we don't have much more information besides like the date and that it's happening in New York. Yeah. We may try to see if we can go. I know they said that they're going to do something in Times Square where you can try to like get free VIP tickets. I don't really
get Times Square.
If you've been to New York and you know Times Square, it's just not, you don't want to be there. It's too chaotic. By the time you find parking, the event will be over. Mm-hmm. So we may try to see if the tickets are cheap, if we can even get them. We may try to go, so make sure you're on our Instagram so we can, well, that's probably where we'll be showing you. And if we do go, we'll talk about it here on the podcast.
What to do with his head.
Yeah, Cooper's just a mess today, like we said. All right, do you have any more news or?
The biggest thing is Housewives news.
Yes.
Teresa Giudice, or Giudice, or however she likes to say it.
I don't really know which one it is, but
I don't know why she changed it that one time to Giudice. It was something the husband said that changed it, and then they all went back to Giudice. I don't know. But she supposedly got married.
Supposedly, like the rumor.
Well, you know, I don't know. It's the weirdest thing, but she did. She got married.
Yeah.
And on last Saturday, and she was more how do I say it, like her wedding was one-upped by her hair.
Yeah, there were circus performers there too.
Who would know? All they talk about is her freaking hair. If you just gotta go and grab a picture of,
just search her wedding and I'm sure
just
it'll come
type
up.
Teresa Giudice wedding hair. It's everywhere. It's this big thing in the middle, and she's got a crown, and then she's got this long ass hair.
I heard
we all know it's not her real hair.
Over 1,000 pins in that hair.
Yeah, well, like, listen, when I got married, I had my hair, I had an updo, and I had a crown similar to what Teresa did, but my hair was all up in the crown. I sat in a bathroom stall taking pins out for 30 minutes, and I don't even have that kind of hair. Like, so I can't imagine what she had. Like, it was just, every time I thought I took a pin out, like, where I was done, I'd be like, where's that? I'm like,
she was finding pins a week later.
Oh my God, it was just insane. But yeah, so her hair basically kind of showed her up at her own wedding. That's all anybody talked about. It became like a meme. It became a caricature. I mean, the one caricature they did of the hair was like hilarious. Andy Bravo. Well, that's his Instagram, I think, right?
I don't know, but you always call him Andy Bravo.
I know. Andy from Bravo. He posted it even, like, that's how big it became. Like, it was hilarious. But, and also, apparently there was no family at the wedding.
Yeah, because I saw something when they were making a speech that she was like, oh, and thanks for chosen family. And everyone was like, oh, screaming. I'm like,
yeah, it's all filmed, so it's gonna be a series. Yeah. We'll cover it. It'll be a last.
Well, a two-part series.
Oh my God. Well, but apparently something happened with Melissa and her brother at the end of the Real Housewives finale that she they got into a fight. It's something. There's no specifics, and Melissa Gorga came out and said, whatever you're hearing, it's all possibly rumors. It's not the truth. Or there's maybe hints of the truth, but not the whole story's out there. And I guess when we see the finale, she said.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it. Sometimes I try not to look at the housewife fights because it's like a movie. I don't want it to be spoiled. Like I want to know,
I assumed, to be honest with you, it had obviously something to do with her not either supporting them too or something, and that's what she did. Somebody
weren't they already not going to the wedding originally? So how'd they get reinvited?
No, they were going. They just weren't. She just wasn't a bridesmaid or something. And then magically, that's the other thing. I mean, this will all come out in the whole covering of it, but when you look at all the Instagram pictures that were out, Jennifer Aiden and Dolores were in the same color dresses as the daughters.
But only the daughters stood up behind her.
Yeah, they stood up behind her, but they were like honorary bridesmaids or something, which was weird because she didn't even invite Dolores to the shower. So, like, what? Like, because
what's weirder, Marge was there, though, even though they don't like each other. Like, how did Marge end up there? Okay, we could talk about this forever, but
yeah, it's a lot. Really all I have.
Okay, so I have, like, 3 more little things. So, supposedly Titans and Doom Patrol on HBO Max are expected to be canceled, which I'm sadly not surprised.
I didn't even get to watch Doom Patrol yet.
It just feels like they're, like, just trying to cut off all the old DC projects in a sense so they can kind of start fresh. But I don't know how you ever start fresh if you're going to keep Shazam, if you're going to keep Aquaman, and now, like, Black Adam.
When you say start fresh, what do you mean?
It just, to me...
Like, they won't have those... characters? Or
okay, so Titans and Doom Patrol were never part of the, like, I guess the big universe that we saw with, like, the Justice League. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they're trying to start fresh so that you're not looking, oh, look, here on the CW, wait, there's Supergirl. Wait, here's the Supergirl in the new Flash movie, which they're also talking about making a ton of decisions with them.
There's a Supergirl in there?
There's going to be a Supergirl in the new Flash movie that's supposed to be coming out, which who knows if that's actually coming out. That movie has so much going on with it that it's not even funny. I don't even know what I want from that Flash movie anymore, but I don't know. I mean, should they start fresh? Yes, but also don't go, like, I don't know. The Arrowverse, I guess since that's kind of cleaned up and now it's done, they don't have to worry about, are people thinking that's connected? Are people thinking these Titans are connected? Just start fresh. Pick somebody to lead it. I sadly do think, I know some people are like, no, they don't like the idea of having someone lead it the way Kevin Feige leads the Marvel universe, but I think you need somebody to oversee all these projects and just, if you want to have them connected, make sure they're connected. If you don't, then just make content. Quite frankly. I don't know. I do think, though, I don't want to upset anybody by saying this, but Shazam to me is a lesser known character. Black Adam, lesser known character. Even, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Harley Quinn's my favorite, but I do feel like she can be considered a lesser known character. She's not Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, and all those big guys. What are you making faces at me for?
He's like leaning into the whole snuggie.
Yeah, she's like spooning him over here, by the way. No, but I feel like DC
keep him quiet.
Is striving with like the Shazam. I think Black Adam's gonna do really well. I just think these characters that are considered lesser known, they're just do really well if they kept up with something like that. I don't know. I mean, you tried it with the big characters, and look what happened. It's not going that great. I don't know. Even Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad's a great example. Everybody liked the new James Gunn movie that was with him. Well, you fell asleep, I think. But, I mean, I didn't hate it.
I don't think did I?
I don't know. I think you did. Okay.
Sounds like
another Warner Brothers, I guess, kind of thing. Pretty Little Liars and Riverdale confirmed to be in one universe.
Which is just so weird that they're even, like, discussing it like
well,
that.
Okay,
like,
so here's how it came about. The new show, Pretty Little Liars Original Sin, which is the new one that just came out on HBO Max, which we're not going to watch because it looks too scary, is in the same universe confirmed as the original Pretty Little Liars. So kind of like, what was that other show they did? Oh, God, with the one with
Perfection?
the guy. Not the, I guess it's kind of the same thing. Like
the one with, that was the spin-off.
With Caleb, yeah, with him. Ravenswood.
Yeah, Ravenswood.
It's kind of like that. Like, they're all in the same place, but in different towns. Like, the same thing essentially happening.
Yeah.
But the writers for Riverdale are also writing for Original Sin. So that's why I think they were just like, yeah, we're going to confirm that. And now Riverdale and Pretty Little Liars happen in the same universe, which to me is just like, Who wants to live in that universe? Not me. Okay, my one last thing.
Someone's always getting hurt.
And I guess the Sabrina the Teenage Witch show, I know that she is now on Riverdale or something, so I guess that universe maybe is connected to. I don't know anything about this stuff.
I always want him to lay like this with me, and he never does. Like where he actually...
But now he is. All right, my last piece.
We're like, further away from the mic.
And then we're going to get into the Wheel of Watching. Jodie Comer, Tom Hardy, and Austin Butler are going to star in this new movie called The Bike Riders, which is going to follow a bike gang in the 1960s and throughout the decade as they become a more sinister gang. I'm kind of only reporting on this because Jodie Comer, who plays Villanelle from Killing Eve. That's the only real reason. Also, I really like Tom Hardy as Venom. He's the guy who plays Venom, Eddie Brock. I like him. And Austin Butler. Sharpay's Fabulous Avengers.
Austin Butler's...
he's playing Elvis.
I do like him.
Yeah. But I feel like this is going to be interesting.
He dates the most interesting people. Randomly, side note, like he was obviously with
Vanessa for a really long time,
and now he's with
Kaya Gerber.
Yes,
I got that right. Look at that.
Cindy Crawford's daughter, and she looks exactly like her. So I mean, he made a killing. Just saying.
Wheel of Watching. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let me read you our topics on the Wheel of Watching this week. I did it a little bit differently. Last week I kind of picked things. She recommended that I put numbers to them and pick out the numbers, and that's what I did.
Did you? When did you find time to do that?
While you were cleaning the apartment. I did 3 TV shows, 3 movies, 3 of a character actor, and 1 just from any category. Here's our categories. A show I wonder why I watched. A cooking show I think I could win. Most rewatched show. A movie you want to watch but you'll never watch. A movie that's worse than you remember. Favorite movie trilogy. A show family I want to join. I had to root for the villain. And also similar, but movie family you want to join. And your favorite DC movie. Are we ready? Spin the wheel.
Wheel of...
Yeah, carry this because it's cutting out.
Uh-oh.
Favorite movie trilogy.
Didn't we just do that? Last week? I thought we did that.
No, last week was favorite movie revival. You want me to spin it again?
Yeah, that's too similar.
Okay.
Stop it. Is that it again? What the hell?
Spin it again.
I should press the button.
I had to root for the villain.
Oh.
You hate this one too?
No, it's okay.
Okay, what villain did you have to root for? Or did you not pick anything?
How far down was that one?
It's on the character list, I think. She didn't fill anything out. Next one.
No, it's okay. I'll figure it out. I had to root for the villain. Who do I like? I mean, Wanda, for sure.
Okay, I did have Wanda down too, and I felt like you were going to pick Wanda from Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I mean, I do dig her.
Digging into the table.
Sorry.
Digging into the table.
Her and, I'm going to say it wrong. Elena, no. Scarlett, no. Hold on. Her real name is Scarlett Johansson. I'm getting that botched up.
Yelena Belova.
Yeah,
yes.
I do. I really like her.
She doesn't feel like a villain, though, sometimes. So it's like...
No, but she definitely is, clearly.
Well, yeah. She's probably going to join the Thunderbolts, which is...
So, I mean, I would... If you want to have Wanda, you could have
Wanda.
her. But I do like her. I thought she was funny. Even in Hawkeye, like, the TV...
Yelena in there.
Yeah, she was good there, too. And clearly, she was acting as a villain. But she was, like, just so funny, the way she was, like, going back and forth with...
Kate Bishop.
It was just there. That was.
I like that you know who you're talking about in your head, but you don't know the names.
No, yeah.
You just never. You're like, I don't need to know that name, but I know who they are. Wanda the same. Simply, she was just a mother wanting her child in Multiverse of Madness. So, leave her alone. If I didn't pick somebody similar to you, I guess my backup would probably be. We spoke of her already, Villanelle, because she was just so good as a villain that it's like, I guess, a villain.
What show?
Killing Eve.
My
God. All right, I won't. All right, let's get into our current watches. Shall we? So now, she didn't take notes on this. I'll expose her right now.
What didn't I take notes on?
I Am Groot.
Well, I didn't make it past Groot 2. And she didn't bother to stop.
I did wake you up.
No. If I was awake, I would have saw 3, 4, and 5. She didn't. She just kept watching and watched me sleep. Instead of being like, oh, hey, by the way, we're doing this for the podcast, so you might want to wake up and watch it. Or, hey, let's continue it tomorrow.
I don't know what happened. 1 second, you were watching episode 1, eating these little, like, they're like vegan dips. Do you know the...
Oh my God, they're so... I don't know what
they're just ice cream
so
that's like peanut butter with chocolate on the outside. She was eating them. By episode 3, you were somehow sprawled out on the ottoman asleep.
I don't know.
There's not much to discuss. I'll just talk quickly about it.
I can work with the first one and like half of the second one.
Well, I didn't go too into detail. I'm just going to share my overall thoughts because they're like 5-minute episodes. Well,
I thought it was good though.
They're 6.
The ones that I saw. The parts that I saw.
They say they're 6 minutes, but in reality, you cut them in half. 3 minutes is the actual show. The other 3 minutes is the like production crew, and then like I don't know how they even have this, but translations for other languages. I guess you translate I Am Groot into another language, but
Yo soy Groot.
Oh my God.
Je suis Groot. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, good. I got my arm back. Hey.
All right. So first off, with this, there's only 5 shorts. Like I said, 3 minutes technically each. The Marvel intro, when it started speeding up, I'm like, what the hell did I do? Oh, she's getting her coffee.
Relax.
No, it caught me off guard. If you didn't see it, but you should probably watch it before we talk about it. Groot sped it like forward, which the amazing Eric Voss. Well, if it's coming to Marvel, we'll probably always credit Eric to something from New Rockstars on YouTube. You have to go check him out. He reviews pretty much everything. He even said on the remote, it's clearly like it's not like a remote that we would ever have because the language was like in an alien language too on there, which I thought was unique. But speaking of the intro too, I love that Marvel's customizing the intros to like the movie or the show. Like even if it's just as simple as like the color, like with Loki they changed it to green. I'm sure there goes Cooper. Bye Cooper. I'm sure with She-Hulk they'll probably also do like a green or something, but I just think that's like, it's just like a nice little touch, you know, besides just changing the pictures in there.
Yeah, well, that's not easy to do because that's why half the time people don't redo their intros because, you know, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. And I do like too, speaking of the customization, that they're not afraid now to like take the intro music and remove it. Like, 'cause there was that one episode of Loki. This one's gonna keep coming back to mind. Haley Kiyoko's song "Demons" was in it. Remember we were watching it?
Yeah.
And like they put that as the intro song instead, which was. Where are you going?
No. Just keep going.
Okay, I'll keep going. Well, she didn't even see it.
Yeah.
So one thing I also did really enjoy is it kind of felt like we were watching like a silent film in a sense, because when they did speak, technically it was just "I am Groot," you know, and that one word means like 100 things.
Or him like
pouting, yeah, or like, you know, there was sound to it technically, but you know, if you remove that sound, it's pretty much the same thing. What are you doing? Are you coming? Okay. I also I like that it was simple. You didn't have to think about it. You didn't have to be like, how is this connecting into the grand scheme of the multiverse? Which I try not to do too much with the Marvel stuff, because then if it doesn't connect, I don't have to be upset. Because that's a lie. I feel like a lot of people are like, how is this going to connect? And then it doesn't connect. And you're like, this sucked because it didn't connect. Who cares?
Yeah, no.
I just like that I didn't have to think. I could just 3 little brief seconds of just watching Groot. She almost just fell.
No.
She's running back to the mic.
I think it was just supposed to be a funny little, you know, hoo-hoo, cute little thing.
You know what it reminded me of? Do you remember when a Disney Channel movie would end and like there was like 15 minutes and they'd play like these little short show episodes? There was one.
Yeah, like Toy Story and stuff did it, I think.
Yeah, they had like shorts. I just feel like if they put Marvel on Disney Channel, they would be playing this. They could. Who knows? I don't have Disney Channel. But speaking of how I was just saying it connects into the multiverse, on the Disney Plus app, they have like the timeline in order. So I don't like to follow that timeline entirely. I've kind of made my own in my head that I feel like works best. But they said it goes after Miss Marvel, which, for one, if you just go on the basic fact that Groot is now like teenage Groot in the universe, doesn't make sense. For me, in my opinion, put this between the 2 Guardian films, as that's when he's baby Groot. And also, I think Eric Voss, once again, pointed out that their ship is destroyed in the second movie, but it's still here now. So it's definitely like, this should be in between there. Maybe they'll update it. I don't know. Maybe they just put it there and they're like, whatever. She's walking further away into the kitchen now.
I'm coming right back.
This is when we should be thankful we don't have a camera set up. Okay, well, I only have 2 more thoughts left on this show, and you better hurry back.
So go.
All right, so my favorite episode is probably Groot takes a bath, because I'm just watching it and I'm like, oh, it's so cute. Look at him trying on all these like different leaves. He's like put mud on his face and they grow leaves, and he has like a bunch of different costumes in a sense. And there's this bird thing laughing at him the whole time, and out of yeah, and all of a sudden he's just done with the bird. He skins the bird alive and he wears the bird's feathers. And I was just like, yep, there he is. Sometimes you forget like when he's doing that and like, oh, he's so cute, and then you're like, yep, no, he's still very devilish and a child like that. Oh, here she comes. Okay, sure. So the last bit was, in case you're wondering, was there a cameo? Because cameos are so big in the MCU. Yes. We got the back of Drax in a shower in the last episode when Groot stole his bar soap, and we see Rocket. And I do believe all the original voice actors voiced themselves in this. So Bradley Cooper as Rocket, I believe, and Vin Diesel as Groot.
Is he?
Yeah, a weird one. So yeah, that's what's up with I Am Groot. I will let you take away Only Murders in the Building, since I just talked all about I Am Groot, pretty much.
Okay.
Oh, she's not ready.
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
See? All right, so episode 8, Hello Darkness. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just checking.
All right.
Yeah, so it opens up with them back in the Pickle Diner where it left off, with the power outage, or the blackout, whatever you want to call it.
Which is the whole tri-state too. They said it was the whole tri-state.
Yeah, it turned out being the whole tri-state. And I did not know who was narrating. It took me a minute.
Yeah. I didn't know I only knew from the subtitles that said the name.
Oh.
That's how I figured it out.
Oh, I didn't realize. But apparently there were the super fans were also in the Pickle Diner, which apparently is where they hang out. The super fans. I guess it's like by the Arconia or something.
Well, yeah, it's 3 blocks away. I think I said last episode. But no, I just think they're following.
Yeah, well,
around.
I think they know that they frequent there and stuff. So I guess that's why they're there. But they're all sitting there.
Do you need a second?
They're all sitting there talking to each other, and they're kind of like talking about abandoning
the podcast.
The podcast, yeah, like that they're saying that they're stuck and that they don't have anything new. They have no updates, and they're like talking about watching another podcast. But it didn't sound like a murder mystery. It sounded like something about money or politics. Or
I
something.
don't know.
It was like a political one, I think, maybe, or something. I don't know. But the Marv, who is this, I guess, the main super fan, is like, no. You can't abandon them. You have to stay, and he's the one that's doing the narrative of the whole thing. Yeah.
In the narrative, he also speaks about the 6th Avenue slasher,
which he speaks a lot about. So it's got to mean something.
Towards the end, I have a little idea why he's speaking about
your
so much.
Thing is
but I'll share it once we get closer to the end of the episode. While the power is out, though, Oliver gets his DNA test back, but he can't obviously look at it because there's no service or anything, which, in case you're like, why don't they bring the DNA test up ever again? It's because literally they don't check it for the whole episode. So I'm assuming either we're going to find out next week or in the finale, the week after that. So at the Arconia, obviously the power's out there too, and everybody's pretty much waiting in the lobby down there.
Yeah, which didn't make much sense to me because Lord knows if the power was out, I'm not walking down all those stairs of, like, that's a big building.
Well, yeah, we know they had to get to the 14th floor.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you walk all the way down the stairs to sit in the dark? I mean, maybe because you want to sit with other people, that's one thing. But first of all, there's no guarantee that other people are down there.
Why would you want to sit down with the other people in the building that there's already been 2 murders in?
Well, yeah, maybe.
Right? Come on. And it's not like in New York, you're high up, so they could have looked out the window and saw, okay, all of New York's blacked out too. So it's not.
I just thought that was very weird.
Nina calls Lester, the doorman, and she's like, can you bring this package up for me, or else you're fired, pretty much, quite simply.
Yeah, she threatened him to replace him with a drone.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how you would do that, really, but I guess he was just scared enough that he didn't care.
And then the group arrives at the Arconia, and they obviously have to take the stairs, so they start going up because they're trying to get to Lucy, who, last week, if you don't know, there was a picture of her in Glitter Guy's bag. So, they're trying to get to her, make sure she doesn't get killed. While there, the building has like a therapist or something. Not to the building, he just lives in the building. This doctor guy, and he convinces Howard to ask out a fellow tenant, Jonathan, which maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think they ever said this guy's name. Mm-hmm. I only found his name via their Instagram, because they've been doing this like poll that you can enter to win a mug, which I did enter. And he was one of the characters that you could pick, like, who killed Bunny, and they put his name up, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I never really heard them say his name, and the therapist, I don't know, maybe the therapist said it at one point, but he kept saying, wow, that hurt.
What?
You just poked me. He just, he kept trying to tell him, like, oh, you can't just be with your cat, or something like that. Cats are not all there is. I don't know who he's talking about.
Yeah, she took that quite personally.
But regardless, go ahead, Howard, get your game on or whatever. But the guy apparently lived on the same floor with them, and he had no idea or something.
Yeah, well, so
like, how do these people live in the apartments and don't know who's next door, we got our people down.
No.
So if you think we don't know who you are above, side, and below, you're crazy. Maybe below we don't. Well, no, we do know below now.
But stop.
She's saying stop. What does that mean? Nobody knows.
It's for safety concerns. We gotta make sure that there's no murderers in the building.
For them, it's a safety concern. They should be concerned.
Oh my god.
Some shenanigans.
Oh god. Okay.
She's gonna cut this all out.
No, I won't. But so Howard, as you said, they live on this.
I'm sorry.
Moving and a grooving over here. So like you were saying though, Howard and Jonathan. If I call him the guy, that's because I just had to write him down as the guy in my notes because I didn't know his name.
That's okay. I call Charles, Mabel, and Oliver the three.
I call him the group.
Yeah, you call him the group. Like in my notes, I'm like the three. It's usually the three of them, or the three head up, or the three go down, or where. Yeah, because it's just
I'm not typing out all three names. No. I'm sorry, and they have like decently not like long names, but like it's no three little letters name. Okay, though Howard. He goes to I was going to call him the guy, he's going to go to Jonathan's apartment to see if he has batteries for the flashlight. And when he opens the door, the guy's already standing there. The guy, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Jonathan.
Yeah, he's looking for batteries too.
Yeah. And then he convinces him to come in. And he's like, well, I have batteries. And he's like, you just came, you said you were coming looking for batteries. And he's like, well, I meant I have candles. So they go in there and they end up hanging out. And Lester finally gets up to Nina's place with her package, and he says, I need to go take a seat. Like, I can't just go back down.
I was surprised that she actually let him sit. He said something about, can I please sit? It was too long of a walk or something like that. And she's like, fine, come in. Okay,
so in Charles' apartment, Lucy's there, obviously waiting for him, trying to send some texts, and they're not going through. And she sees someone breaking in with.
Well, she hears somebody.
We see somebody.
And she's like, who yells out? Charles. First of all, I don't even know what this kid's doing there. Let's start there. Like, what are you? Sorry.
I think you're going to just spit on me, love.
No, it was my string. Oh. Like, what are you even doing there? Like, why are you? How did you get in? Does she have a key?
Okay, but now we saw in this episode, spoilers, jumping ahead a little bit, that somehow you can get to the staircase through the tunnels. So maybe she's going through the staircase, through the tunnels, into his apartment. Maybe she has a key. I don't know. Maybe we missed something. She could have a key and we don't know. But she's in there waiting, and they finally break down through the door. So whoever this person is definitely doesn't have a key because they had to use a crowbar to get in, which we see. And they are also in a jumpsuit and a ski mask. I think the the jumpsuit's red or the
Yeah,
mask
I thought it
is
was
red.
like a red like jumpsuit, like those
This is important.
like
This is why we're telling
work,
you now.
those work overalls that you put on and zip up the whole, like it covers.
Yeah, like
your
a
clothes.
janitor.
Yeah, like it covers your whole
Like
clothes.
for people my age, like Arwen would wear in the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. That's basically what they're wearing with a ski mask. So the entire group is pretty much struggling to get up these stairs with only 2 levels left.
Yeah, Oliver was making such a big stink. They told him to drop the dips. Oh, because he got dipped from which I think those dips are the Greek dips that were such a big thing in the last episode when he found out.
No, those were the Teddy Demas dips. These were just dips from the Pickle Diner.
Oh, so he's got a thing with dips.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, they were like struggling.
They're like, maybe if you just drop the dips, you could move a little faster. So
yeah, then
he put the dips down and he said goodbye to them the way I said goodbye to my vacuum. He's like, I'll meet again. We'll meet again. Yeah, it was crazy.
Okay.
A little bit obsessed with it, with the dips.
I like that you just threw out the vacuum tidbit there.
Anybody that really knows me knows I love my vacuum.
We were trying to divert some people in Target yesterday because we were just, oh my god, back to school
She took
shopping.
me down the vacuum aisle. It was
She's
great.
like, oh, you took me down my favorite aisle.
I'll say hello to them all.
So Lucy decides she's gonna run into the tunnel, and the killer follows her in there.
Well, she didn't really have a choice.
To be
honest with you, what the hell else was she gonna do?
With a knife, and I want to point out she left that tunnel open. But here's my thing: I wonder if she didn't leave it open if the the killer, whoever this is, would have known that tunnel was there. Like, if she took the time to close it, would they have just went, okay, where the hell did she go? Or would they have known to open it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would have liked them to close it so we would have known if they knew about the tunnels. Because now we don't really... I'm sorry. I hit the table.
I was talking about the fact that you were scratching your leg, and you were also somehow scratching my foot with the back of your hand. I didn't like that at all.
I didn't feel it. No, I would have liked that if they had shut it, because then if they opened it, like you said, we would have known, like, okay, so they know about the tunnels. Because if you went into the bathroom, you'd be like, all right, maybe she didn't come in here. Maybe she went into another room. Or maybe I thought I heard somebody here, but they weren't.
But here's the thing.
Because he doesn't really know that she's there. Nobody knows that.
Besides the screaming. And she was yelling for Charles. You don't think you can hear that?
I guess, yeah.
But the only other thing I'm thinking is this person, I don't think would have known about the tunnels because they had to break into his apartment. Where whoever the killer is seems like they had very easy access besides the tunnels. Like, to get into the tunnel, you still probably need a key to get into, like, someone's apartment. So you either have to live in the building to get into the tunnel. It's very
but like you just said, we found out that one of the tunnels lead out to the stairs.
I'm assuming that.
That's how they showed it. They showed them coming out to the staircase. But I just think there's a lot of confusion with a lot of stuff, because I do think all these people that we're going to see, and we'll name a couple other people later on in this thing too that we see in these tunnels and all, I think they're all different people, and I think they're trying to confuse you or make you think it's all one person.
Do you remember in that scene, a little Pretty Little Liars reference, when they were at the park and they had all the A's running around in the suits? Like, I feel like that's what it is. Like, there's like 100 A's going on, and we can't pinpoint the, like, real one, like, in a sense.
Yeah, I think there's one killer, but I think there's other people, like you were kind of saying about Glitter Guy, like, that are...
Wait, I haven't said that yet.
No, I know. No, I'm not going to say it, but I'm saying, like, you made a statement about Glitter Guy as to what his role in this is.
Yeah.
Like, is he really the killer?
Or
is he doing something else? Because, and I think that's what all these people are. They're all doing something else, but there is probably one main killer. So that's why if you had...
Like Pretty Little Liars. Like,
yeah, if you had made it so that the thing was closed... If he's not the killer, then you know he doesn't know. So that's why I think if they left it open, now we left it open-ended, like, oh, see, we just assumed, oh, they know where they're going. Yeah. They went to the tunnel. But did they really? Because he paused at the thing and then went in. So, like, did he not know about the tunnels?
I don't know if that pause, though, was that, like, more of, like, a TV moment pause. You could see the knife in his hand, but I think you still would have seen it anyway. So the group does finally make it up to Charles, and they decide that they're going to go in, they're going to go after her.
Well, yeah.
Obviously. And then we also get another little scene with Howard and Jonathan, who he says that he's a Broadway star, but he would love to have been... Oh, thank you, Koopy. He would have loved to have been a child's librarian, which Howard says, oh, that's what I am. And he's like, but I would love to be a Broadway star like you are.
That was weird, like, that each one of them was the other one's, like, dream job.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that was supposed to mean, but I mean, she said that the description or something said it was people getting to know each other or something.
Like unexpected duos meet up or like something in the thing.
Which makes sense.
Which
is like what I was saying, where I feel like it's so weird. Like, I feel like they were making a point to let you know that people in the building didn't know each other.
Yeah, but
like
the
they
thing
passed
is
each other all the time and had no idea like what was really going on in their lives or something.
It looks like there could be at least like 20 people on one floor. Like, it just based on the actual building, it's a whole New York block, this building. It's huge. So yeah, you wouldn't really know.
But it's weird though, because then when you look at like when they come up the elevator for Charles's building, like it looks like it's just like a little circle.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's like hallways going down. It's a weird, I don't know how to explain it.
It's however they set up the set.
So then what where are you?
I thought you were gonna take it away.
Yeah, but my thing is messed up, remember? So
oh yeah, we were talking about this and her notes were out of order, but so Lucy's in the tunnels now, obviously, with the killer, and she crawls like down this ladder, and then the killer crawls down, and he's gonna go like I guess towards Lucy, but then he hears somebody else walking the tunnels, and luckily scares the killer away, or whoever this is at this point. Like, I feel like we need to have like names for everybody. He scares them away from Lucy, luckily, and then back to one of our unexpected duos, Lester and Nina. He ends up...
Which I thought that was really... Like, that was,
yeah, their scene was actually really nice. He ends up setting up the...
It was a baby swing.
Swing, yeah. I put rocker.
Which obviously means that Nina is on her own.
But there's that...
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is.
They said baby daddy?
I don't know who that guy is, though. But she's definitely on her own, because why wouldn't you just have...
him go down and get the package?
Well, or just have that person set it up for you. Like, I don't know. It was kind of weird. So they...
Well, I think he was just doing it to be nice while he was just taking a breath, but...
Who?
I don't know. Lester, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I think that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to show you what kind of person he is, that he's that kind of person that would sit there and help her, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And while they were sitting there, you know, obviously they started talking, and she obviously paid attention to all the things that Bunny taught her about all the people in the building. Like, I guess Bunny gave her all the information,
we saw that on
stats,
her,
and blah,
like,
blah, blah.
last stage.
Yeah.
They were kind of, like, quizzing
But,
her.
like, she kind of went into his life and started rattling things off, and then he said something. She
said, like,
something about one of the kids or something.
Yeah, and he was like, no, that's not right. Bunny always got that confused or something like that.
So, I mean, I think she was starting to see, like, oh, he has a whole life outside of here that, you know, and yet, you know, and he felt bad. He made, I don't know if it was at this point or another point, but he made a statement about feeling bad that, you know, he probably let the killer in.
Yeah, they were talking about who could have killed Bunny.
Yeah, because he said, that's my job. I probably held the door for them and let them in. And yeah, I mean, that sucks.
So the group, or the three, they end up getting lost in these tunnels, feeling like they're walking in this place, which there was a little part too where Charles walks in, he's like, there's a wall here. Was there ever a wall here before? Which I feel like could mean something, could be hidden behind that wall part. It was just weird.
Like, you think like somebody put a wall or something?
Like something secretive to hide something. I don't know. It just felt weird. Like the way there's something said.
It was meant to just show that they were lost.
But yeah. And then Jonathan and Howard, they start doing a little singing, some yodeling together. And then obviously one of the weird things where it goes like out to, if you don't remember last season, the bassoonist, remember Jan would play the window and go through like the Arconia.
Yeah, so I think it was meant to
be like that. And it was doing that because the whole lobby ends up joining in, and then like Oliver in the tunnel starts singing with them. It was a whole thing. And then at the end of the song, Howard and Jonathan, they go in to kiss, and Jonathan sneezes in his face.
And it's the same sneeze that you heard from the person in the tunnel with Lucy.
Yeah. Which, I noted that down too.
Which then makes you feel like, okay, so who's in the red jumpsuit? Because this guy's clearly with Howard.
Yeah.
So then that's not the guy in the red jumpsuit, but you're thinking that the person that you saw that sneezed the night that Bunny died with Lucy in the tunnel is the killer. But is he really the killer? Or was he up to no good, like sneaking around, doing, who knows what, just being nosy in people's apartments or something? Because that's... Like, we just assume he's the killer because you hear Bunny scream, you see him run, you see him sneeze, and Lucy's like, oh.
The guy says that his sneeze was because Howard obviously has cats, so he's allergic to cats. Which then also typically, I feel like people who are allergic to cats typically allergic to dust. Speaking on my own behalf.
Yeah, typically.
So I, so
maybe
it feels like tunnels are dusty.
Yeah.
There's cobwebs and everything. So Lucy does end up finally meeting up with the group in the tunnels, and she shares with them that she was actually there in the tunnels the night of Bonnie's murder, and she had heard a killer sneeze. And they say, okay, well, we gotta go somewhere where there's actually like other people, just so they're not all alone, because if they're all alone, the killer kind of take them all out. And as they're about to leave, they also see someone coming down the halls with a flashlight. So this is where we mentioned that Lucy takes them to like a shortcut that pretty much takes them either somewhere right to the stairs. I don't know. Maybe there might be a vent in like the hallways.
Yeah, they just seem like they came out at the stairs.
The way the cut was.
Yeah.
And then we see somebody in a gas mask and a blue suit, and they have a backpack on.
Yeah, following them down the stairs.
Yeah, and once they get to the bottom of the stairs, Mabel grabs those dips that Oliver had gotten and just and clocks
hits him in the face.
Yeah, which I don't know. I don't feel like she would, honestly, when you see all the stuff she's done, she does not feel like she would stab somebody. She kind of goes for the knockout. She's gonna probably knock him out because she had the other guy with the lamp. She said this one with the dips. Never actually seen her stab anybody.
I think it's like showing like it's not premeditated, really. I mean, like I know when she came out, she remembered the dips, but like I don't think it's like a premeditated thing. Like it's just spur of the moment. Like, oh, we got to get out of here and save ourselves. So let's like, just swing or whatever.
So the lights end up coming on, and they unmask who the person is, and it's Marv, the super fan. And then we kind of cut back and we finish up on the like unexpected duo little storyline. Nina says that she's probably not going to cut Lester's job, but just give him a new job title, which would be director of like support for like the building. So if they had any like issues, they would come to him since he knows them all. And then Howard goes over to Jonathan's apartment and asks him out on a date. But I loved that he was like lint rolling the sweater while he's like walking there trying to get as much cat hair off.
That's what cat people do.
No,
Up until the moment you're lint rolling.
We lint roll.
Then you re-lint
roll. And then
roll.
once we get out of the car to wherever we're going, we have to lint roll again, because if we didn't lint roll for like an event, there's cat hair in the car, so you got to get rid of that. Mm-hmm. And the one few trips that they took in the car, they covered it in cat hair. So, even if you're just a pet person,
Do you see those purple veins? Oh, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's not fully here today. So Marv shares that he went to Lucy because he had heard them talking about her in the pickle diner.
Yeah, they all really have
her.
Like, I mean, not that you want them to be what do I want to say? Not mean, but like they all end up having like a tender story or something, like a story that makes you be like, oh, like to them, like with Lester, like where he was talking about his wife and stuff like that, because his wife is gone now, right? I think she died. I thought he said that.
I have no clue.
Like you just feel like not sad for them all, but like oh, like where it's like they're not as bad as you thought they were, or as like it's not as impersonal, I guess.
Yeah. So he says he went there because he feels like to protect her from like the 6th Avenue slasher, and he's dressed the way he is because he's a mold inspector. So I think he said that he knew about the
he said he's done the mold in that building.
Yeah,
so he knew the tunnels.
So a little theory too, just while we're talking about Marv and the 6th Avenue slasher, he mentions that he was like doing this because he wanted to protect like his daughter or something.
He said he wanted to make his daughter proud of him, and or something like that, like wanted her to have respect for him or make him proud or something. So,
which to me, I couldn't tell if he was speaking from a sense that the daughter's alive and he wants to make her proud now, or if she's died and
like he wasn't able to help
her. And I feel like we could find out maybe that the 6th Avenue slasher killed his daughter. Like that's why he's so obsessed with this 6th Avenue slasher and wants somebody to figure it out. It's because it's happened to
him personally. Yeah, I could see that too.
Lucy does share that Marv is not the one she saw in the tunnel, but Marv was the one who scared off the other person in the tunnel when they were coming down the stairs with the flashlight.
Yeah, because that's what he said. He just wants to do something good, to help or something.
And Oliver says, "Okay, well, we can record Marv for you for the podcast. You can come on, and that can be your way of helping and share with you. No, I guess. I'm assuming of the tunnels or whatever. So the group discusses that they've seen the killer 4 times now, and they're trying to figure out if they think it's the same person. Kind of like how we were saying. Okay,
Yeah,
is
I
this?
don't think it is.
You know, are we seeing all the same person in different people? Oh my god, there's like a glare in my glasses that's making me see a white light spot in my eye.
Oh well, the sun's coming right in there.
I know it's not going well for me over here. Can't see.
But I think they're coming to the same conclusion too, that there's too many people in too many spots and too many places and things, and they're realizing they can't all be the same.
Yeah. So while they're doing that, they see that Lucy's talking to Detective Krebs, the other detective on the case besides Detective Williams, and we paused it at that moment, and you were like, oh, "Is that her dad?"
That's what I thought.
I know.
Maybe.
I thought
like,
so
I
too.
thought maybe, well, not her dad so much, but her stepdad or something like that. That the one that married the mom.
Yeah.
Because like it was just weird, like that he was talking to her, but it kind of plays itself out as to maybe why he was talking to her, because then you see Howard bump.
Well, yeah.
Well, I know him.
Well, then the group.
Yeah, him
talks.
and Mabel start talking to him. Yeah,
The
they
group
start talking
talks,
to him,
and then, like,
and you can already see Mabel's got like
a
like she's just making this face like what are you doing here and why are you
Yeah,
here?
because they were like, "Why are you here?" And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm just in the area."
Yeah, just checking on you. But he made it a point of saying he was checking on them to see what they were
yeah.
up to in this blackout or whatever like that, just making sure that everything was okay.
And then comes the part that you were speaking with.
Yeah,
Howard.
and then after they go back and forth and have a little bit of a banter, then all of a sudden Howard comes through with the Jonathan, and like hits him in the arm. It almost sounded hollow to me, but I think it was just more like,
So you noticed.
yeah, so that you notice that he hit him in the arm, and then he's like, oh, I just got a new tattoo or something, but meanwhile when you think about it, that's the arm that
The glitter guy was bandaging
up in the
in the
Coney
last
Island
episode
or wherever that is, and then
I also put down too that I noticed Marv was like very much watching this whole thing. Not like because I think of anything in trouble, but I think like just
yeah,
he was taking notes as well. I noticed.
and I think he thinks he's part of the group now.
Yeah,
In a weird, because that's what he kept saying too when they were in that hallway, that he wanted to be like kind of like he wanted to be more involved or whatever, or helpful with them. But I think also they once they hit him, he turns around and you see behind his ear it's like total glitter.
Yeah.
And like Selena's face, well, not Selena,
I always call her Selena on accident.
Mabel's face is like, what the, like she was dumbfounded.
And that's where it ends.
Yeah, because she realized, okay, that's what I was gonna say. Like that to me makes more sense as to why he was talking to
Well, yeah, because Glitter Guy had a picture of Lucy in the back.
of Lucy, but he knew who she was and all like that. But I don't know why he's like after her, because if we were to say that they were all the same person, the person that sneezed, the person that's the glitter guy, and all like that, it would be weird, because you would think that maybe he saw her in the tunnels and that's why he's coming for her, because he thought they saw her. But the sneezing guy is not him now, we know, because the sneezing guy we're being led to believe is Jonathan. So it doesn't it doesn't all play out quite correctly. So it's interesting.
Yeah, which, speaking of that, I kind of don't want it to be Jonathan, based on the fact that I want it to be a character that we at least know, not something like a last second curveball that was somebody that we don't even have any clue
No, but the funny
of.
thing is, when you think about it, it has to be somebody that would have something against Bunny. Like, what does that guy Jonathan have against Bunny? And this guy too. Like, I don't know what he would have against her. I mean, we have no way of knowing.
So
but
literally, though,
could be a son that we didn't know about. Seems to be a thing that happens here.
While the episode ended, I was like, hold on. I came up with a theory on the spot, and I shared it with you yesterday while we were driving home from the store. So, my opinion, Glitter Guy, killer, 2 different people. Person that murdered Bunny, 1 person. Glitter Guy, obviously, most likely Detective Krebs, whole other person. So, I think that Cinda Canning hired Detective Krebs, who is probably most likely a dirty cop, to convince everybody that Mabel's the killer. Because on the episode where, right before she stabbed the Glitter Guy, what's her name? Poppy,
yeah, I think it was Poppy.
Is telling Mabel, oh, she'll do anything to get a good story. It doesn't matter. I know where the dead bodies are hidden, like all that stuff, which makes you feel like, okay, well, if she's looking for a good story, I don't see her being put past her to hire like a dirty cop to convince that Mabel's killer. And why do I think he would agree to it? Because he just seemed annoyed that this was taking so long, and that they were like kind of clogging up this the like hotlines with these anonymous tips. So he's probably just
Yeah,
like, if I could just end it with that.
But
let's
she
end
might
it.
be also just feeding him information to make, like, saying, like, look, don't you realize this? She's so obviously guilty or something. Like, not that she's, like, trying to set her up so much, because that would be kind of, I don't know, kind of weird for someone that's just a podcaster. But
Well, she said
but
she wants a good story.
Yeah,
though,
I think
so.
she's just trying to drive the story to Mabel so that, like,
Yeah.
it's her in
So,
the
yeah,
end.
in my opinion, I think Detective Krebs, obviously, glitter guy, probably paid for somebody to make it look like the glitter guy.
Because that would make sense as to why he'd want the evidence, because he maybe is trying to, like, frame Mabel with the
Move
evidence
that
or
up.
something.
But that would mean that he's the one that texted in the night to get out of the building. Too.
Yeah, see, that's the weird thing.
Yeah. But that could still happen. Like, maybe he was trying to set them up from them. I don't know. You know what's weird, too? When they were arrested, Cinda Canning was outside there.
Yeah.
Already recording only murderers in the building.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That is tricky. I mean, next week it's episode 9, and then after that it's the finale and we're done.
Yeah,
So.
see, that's what I just don't... I mean, like, I know the last one, they definitely wrapped it up that last two, like,
Well,
one or two.
I know the
like
synopsis is out, and for the last episode, it says, okay, we know everything or something, but all we need to know is who did it. So, like, episode 9, we're not going to find out who killed anybody. Clearly. Because episode 10 synopsis is, like, who did it? Still. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, episode 9 might clear up, like, the whole glitter guy situation, but we're obviously not going to find the killer in episode 9. It's going to be 10.
Oh, I definitely think the last one is where you'll find the killer, yeah, but...
Oh, Cooper.
Okay, Monsey, Mr. Modi.
Okay.
He's kind of like his head in the sun. That's nice for him. I hope she doesn't fall.
So many thoughts on these cats. They need
Because
sunblock.
she's asleep on top of this tower thing that she has, and there's a lot of things hanging off the front and the back of this tower, and...
That one toe's gonna slip off any second.
Oh my god. I think it'll scare her. Shit.
Take a picture.
Oh, good lord.
All right. But do you have any more thoughts on Only Murders in the Building?
No, I'm stumped. Although the last one I didn't have a clue who did it either, so I can't even...
I feel like maybe I have something somewhere now. So
No, I got nothing.
we'll get right into, I think, the Real House.
Sorry.
We'll get into the...
Just taking some pictures.
We're gonna get into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, episode 14, Shameless, Not Ruthless.
Yeah, I don't really get that title. Like,
I know, out of all the titles, I'm like,
yeah, I don't get where they were going with this one. Shameless, not ruthless. I don't know. What?
It's the charity, Homeless, Not Toothless.
Oh.
It's supposed to be like the... Oh, that's horrible.
Well, we'll go there in a minute.
We'll get there in a second. All
Yeah,
right,
'cause
you
this
want to
one-
kick it off because you
yeah.
have so much to talk about this.
And this one
first-
starts
right.
with, look, I'm a big teeth person. I look at everybody's teeth. I don't have the best, so I am very, like, on people's teeth.
Says the woman who last night I said, "Are you coming to brush your teeth?" And she goes, "No, I'm just gonna let them rot in my mouth."
Hey, sometimes you're tired and you're crazy. But it starts off with Dorit and PK going to the dentist. And if you're a real watcher, you remember what PK's teeth looked like, because I do remember. And
I didn't.
No, I do. And I knew
Well,
when...
she scans those teeth.
Yeah, I'm very big on teeth. But I noticed that when he was losing weight, I also noticed that his teeth changed. I remembered that.
Oh.
Yeah, during COVID, he was losing a lot of weight. And the whole season, like, I think this season and last season, that was her big thing, was that she was watching his diet, because he has diabetes and cholesterol and things like that. And so she kept trying to make him eat better or something like that. So he was trying to lose weight, but I also knows with the weight came the teeth. But now it's coming to fruition, and they're at the dentist getting their teeth cleaned. And it's obviously a Beverly Hills dentist, because, you come in there and they're like, hi, how are you? Where our dentist, you go into them and they're like, they don't even speak sometimes, because...
Our dentist hugs us every time we go.
No, our dentist, but this was the receptionist and stuff when they first went in. She was just like, oh, you guys look so great, and this, that, and the other thing. Ours don't even speak sometimes when you go in there. Like, truly, they don't.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the receptionist.
No, I mean, our dentist is a whole different ballgame. He's like
Lovely
sweet as
guy.
pie, but he's yeah. So clearly, that's how you're treated in Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive. And this guy also, this Sam Solemn, or he also has another one in London. Like, I looked up his website. It's like seriously fancy.
So basically,
Like his back picture is like a picture of, I think, like the Big Ben in London or something like. Yeah, it's real
clearly
fancy.
if PK needs teeth
And
in
also,
either country, he's good.
and also he has a wait list. Like there, it says like regular appointments, and then there's rush appointments. So you might be able to get in within a week, but there's no guarantee. So if
I feel like a rush appointment would probably be for like clients that he already has.
Oh yeah, I think like an emergency or something. But like even that was like a long wait. It was like crazy. But
did your tooth fall out of your mouth and you need help now?
Sam Solomon's got you in a week. I don't know. But look, the bottom line is you never saw PK's teeth before.
Well, I saw the pictures now.
I never saw them up close, but there should have been a warning. Like, I don't know, PSA, whatever you call it, beforehand. Like, if you don't want to see crazy yellow
Yeah, I'm not
teeth.
a fan of the teeth. My favorite, though, is when the dentist walks in, he's like, oh my god, you guys are aging in reverse. And Dorit, which I said last week, I thought she was funny. I still think she's funny this week. She said, well, at least I am. Or something like that. And nobody in the room, the dentist was like, okay, so let's bring up PK's teeth. Like, nobody addressed it. PK didn't even acknowledge it. I was like, Dorit's actually saying some funny stuff, and nobody's giving her the time of day.
No, they're not bringing her any kind of praise there.
No.
But then, like, she goes, which we realize, look, the reason they're there is because clearly he got these teeth paid for.
You said this. I didn't think this.
Look, come on. There's no way.
I know.
Because you're in the dentist's office. The dentist is there. They're being shown.
You the before and after.
Yeah, come on. They're being shown on the TV, the whole bit. This was probably, I know they said 2 years ago, it was probably COVID. Then COVID happened, and they couldn't actually get into the office to actually do all this stuff.
Oh, yeah. You know what? 2 years. Yeah, 2 years would be the hit of COVID, so they probably had scheduled. And you can't have all those camera crews in there.
No.
Think about it. I was going to the dentist. You weren't even allowed to come in the waiting room when I had to go.
No, you weren't allowed to go in the building. So it was probably a big thing. So for them to do that, they probably just said, oh, you know what? We'll just wait. What's the difference? We'll get it done either way. You know, we'll get our promo done. And they did. And instead, Dorit built a whole freaking thing around it and brought in a charity.
Yeah. But also, PK, if it is like a brand deal of a sense, horrible brand deal he does. He goes, my tooth has only gotten worse. Or no, my life has only gotten worse since I got my teeth.
Well, yeah, because that's what he was saying.
That's not even close to PK's accent. I'm just doing my own accent over here.
He was saying something about them being looking so much better and doing better or something like that or something. And he's like, yeah, since I got my time, I've had a DUI. No, home invasion. DUI.
Something else I thought he said too. I don't know.
Well, no, I think he stopped after that. He's like, no, he goes, so I don't know how lucky these are for me, which is a great way to repay somebody for giving you a free set of choppers. But, you know, because that's how you're going to really want to be like, oh, yeah, let me go to him. Bad luck teeth.
Yeah.
But
so maybe in that week that you're waiting for your rush appointment, you're like, you're going to rethink that.
She goes on to tell the dentist about this charity that she got hooked up with. Homeless not toothless.
Which now makes sense why it's called Shameless, not Ruthless. Yeah. Took us literally the whole time since we watched the episode.
Because all you can think about is what the hell kind of title for a charity is that?
Homeless.
As long as you're not toothless, it's okay to be homeless. If you don't have a home, but you have teeth, everything's going to work out.
But, okay, so you said that too earlier, and I said, well, you have to think about it. If you get, like, some of the diseases you can get with your teeth can be, like, very deadly. It is important to have good teeth.
You should have good teeth, but it's just...
We can barely afford teeth.
There's got to be a better way to say it, like smiles for everyone.
Well, here's the thing though, I looked up the charity. It's not just for homeless people, it's for veterans.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why they have it homeless not toothless. Like,
I think they did that to draw attention though. Like, think about it. I looked it up and I was like, what the hell is this?
But you could have done like smiles for everyone, or smiles are free, or giving smiles or something.
Smiles go a mile.
Yeah, so I don't know, something like that, where you're referencing teeth and that, you know, having whatever. It's just the most bizarre title ever. And he offers to like the best part was when she said Sharon Stone, who is from the movie Basic Instinct. That's where she's most known. Nobody knows her from anywhere else. I don't care what they say. She was in this Basic Instinct movie, which was like crazy. And she apparently was her neighbor, came next door and knocked on Dorit's door and said, you should look into this charity. Why? Did you know about PK's teeth? I mean, what drew her across to the neighbor and said, you should look at this one?
Maybe she found out that Dorit moved into town and she knew about the Housewives and was like, it would be good to get my charity on TV.
I don't know. Could be.
Well, it took a damn long time to get that charity on TV.
Well, I think COVID happened to them and all like that, but
probably. So after the little dentist, Sutton meets up with Crystal at her store, and they're just kind of talking. And Sutton says that one of her workers has a sore throat.
No, that was her daughter. That was her daughter she was talking about. Her daughter was working there, I think, for her for a little while.
Oh, I don't know. She said one of her, I thought I just heard workers, has a sore throat. And then she asked Crystal, do you want to work for me? And she says she pays on commission. And the best part is the camera pans throughout the whole store.
And don't they play like
crickets? They play crickets because nobody's in the store. But and Crystal just makes the face like, huh?
In her defense, is nobody in the store because they know they're filming and it's just easier not to have anybody in the store while you're filming? Would you walk
in that store while they're filming?
No, but I'm saying, like, for the film crew, like, is it just easier not to have all, like, people...
Noise-wise, probably, yes.
Like, so is it easier just to, like, almost, like, do it when no one's there? Which doesn't look good, but it never looks like there's anybody in there.
Well, because here's my thing, paying on commission, those stores, like... I mean, I know it's in Beverly Hills, but who can afford that?
I don't know.
I don't know. So they do talk about Rinna's party, and Crystal shares that she talked to Rinna the day before this, and she was talking with her about her eating disorder because she obviously knew that Rinna's daughter also went through the same thing. And Sutton tells her that she thinks that the other girls don't know if, like, Crystal's being real about this or if she's kind of just, like, faking it.
Well, yeah, kind of like it's just for a storyline or something. I do think she has some kind of eating disorder.
No, I think she's being real about it.
I think she's just got what most people have, like where, they feel guilty after they eat, and she just takes it to an extreme or something. And
I think what's throwing them off is the fact that she's not going for help instantly. Like, I think because that was the big point that they kept. Oh, she's not going for help.
But she had a good point where that she said that the reason she doesn't go for help is because then she realizes, like, this is going to be for the rest of her life, which it's going to be. I mean, that's how most things are.
Well, and I think in the coming attractions, too, for next week's episode, or was the end of this episode, she says she doesn't want to feel like she's going for them as well. Yeah. Like, because if she's not doing it for herself, then with most things, if you're not doing it for yourself, then it's not going to really work.
But they also discussed, because Crystal wasn't there as well, like, she doesn't know that they discussed her, but she was also discussing the fight that Sutton and Lisa had, and like Sutton was just like, it's funny because Sutton starts all these fights, but then she doesn't seem like she wants to discuss them later. Like, I don't know why she's got another going to come back to bite her, because she kind of pushed off and like went into Crystal's story, like, and the funny thing is I wonder how much shooting they actually do, because clearly, like, sometimes they'll show you, like, they showed that flashback of Lisa Rinna and Crystal, like, meeting.
Yeah.
So, like, did they not have any, maybe it wasn't enough to put, but no, it was also Diana, too. Like,
yeah, Diana was there. They showed Diana, but Crystal doesn't mention she was with Diana.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, is it not enough?
Maybe it just didn't flow good enough between scenes, because there is another thing, too. Maybe it's just good enough for a flashback, but not for... we see later in the episode that Kyle and Erica meet up, and then we see a flashback to that meetup of a scene that we didn't see. It was literally in this episode that the scene
they have a lot of that. So I'm assuming they have, like, a ton of footage that we just never get to see. But
might not, like, fit into... It might not flow.
You know, it's funny, because then I think to myself, like, well, was that even worth seeing? Like, what they just showed with her? Like...
I don't know. But they probably just do that so it doesn't feel like it's like
I'm getting
big event.
Oh, wait. Oh. Sky, you're going to fall.
Oh, no.
She really wants to go. Why isn't she laid the sideways?
Like, she wants to cover her eyes. She can't lay in the sun and cover her eyes.
Sky, why don't you lay sideways? Can we pause it so I can go help her?
Yeah.
Because I think she's also
cat falling off the cat tower break.
And she's also licking the thing.
Oh, no. All right, we're back. The cat is... I mean, no, she still looks like she could fall off the thing any second.
I think she's better.
Okay, so we were just talking about Sutton and Crystal, but we were kind of finishing that up.
Mm-hmm.
We were going into my favorite part of the episode. So, literally, between Sutton and Crystal, there was the commercial. Right after that commercial, we get Asher playing a little bit of a little diddly bop on the piano. Mm-hmm. And Diana's coming down the stairs, and she takes a seat on the stairs, and she says in her sit down, she just loves when he plays the piano and forgets that she's there. What about the giant camera in his face?
What about where the hell would she be? Because she's never anywhere but there.
But okay, but here's the thing too.
I
didn't realize in the setup, it's the stairs, and the piano is right in front of the stairs.
Yeah.
Like, which also, if you notice in her sit down, the piano's not there. So I don't know if they pulled the piano out to film that scene, or they moved it away.
I think they moved it away because I think there was another scene with the piano. I mean,
why would it be right in the middle of that room? It's like right in front of your staircase when you walk down the staircase. Who would ever do that?
Because there's a wall behind it, though.
No.
It might be. Yeah, there's like a glass wall.
Okay, well, either way, since we're talking about him playing his little piano song or whatever,
I think they move it away for her confessional because I think it's just like, I think it's too much like stuff, like, you know, in the background.
Yeah.
Because it's already a lot. She's got like a wall back there with
dining table. Look at her dining table next time. Those seats look so uncomfortable. They look like they just freshly cut that wood and they stuck it together. And somebody said, "Let's not sand it or cut it or give it curves or nothing." They look like the most uncomfortable seats ever. And as somebody who has a tailbone issue, I can tell you right now, I would never sit in that seat. Okay.
No Thanksgiving with Diana.
No, but I don't think I said it in the recap, and I know I didn't say it in the last episode. I think she's strictly here for his music career, which, I mean, you would say, why would she be there? Just tons of money. But
Yeah,
you
I
can't
think so,
buy a
too.
record label and make somebody big on your own, you know.
No, this is the easiest way to get him out there.
I don't know, just make him a TikTok.
No,
Right?
but this is easy because he's just there.
I guess,
and
but you have to hope that the demographic who's watching these shows is also the demographic that's going to like his music.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If they're not, oh, so be it. But she's got nothing to lose.
Yeah, I guess. So while after he does his little song, they go out and they eat lunch and...
No, but wait, before that, she makes, like, some creepy comments, too. Like, oh, my God, she went right back to the same position with the legs hanging off. Whatever.
Leave her.
She went right back to the, like... She made these...
That's just jumping in the woods.
Oh, my God. Look, she woke up because, like, oh, sorry, did I do that too? Yeah, you did. Anyway... She made a comment, like, in her confessional about him. Like, she said, oh, he lives a very sheltered life, you know, because he was on Broadway growing up or whatever.
Yeah.
And that, you know, he had a very sheltered life.
He's still a kid or something.
And, like, you know, he's very childlike.
Just weird. That's a weird comment to make about somebody.
Myself, but, lady, like, you're already trying not to look like mom stole the child from somebody. And
yeah, because
now
she
has
did
a
say
child
that in
with
the
him.
first episode too. Like, oh, now that he can grow a beard, he looks less like a child. So, what do you want him to look like, a child or not?
I don't know. She just makes she makes
it was
weird
a little
comments
weird.
about it. and-
But speaking of children, she says that she's going to be starting hormones so that they can try for the second kid. And she said that her reasoning for wanting to have siblings so close to having the kids back to back was so that they were like siblings. But like, they're siblings no matter how far apart you have them, right?
I know. I guess they feel like they're closer, but it's a weird thing because I know people that have kids that are like really close in age, like where they're those ones where they call them like they're not twins, but they call them like almost twins because they are so close. I don't know that they get along any better or worse than like somebody that was like me and my brother are a year and a half apart. Like, well, no, are we a year and a half apart? We're like a half a year apart or something like that. I don't know how it is, but it's like, yeah, I don't get it. So I think we're a year and a half. Like you said, you're a sibling. Either you're gonna get along and be close with them or you're not. I think it just depends on the personalities of the kids. That's just me personally. I mean,
yeah. So is technically this baby and the older brother and sister, they're not technically siblings. Well, I guess they're step siblings, but they're still not. They're not siblings because they were too far apart. How dare they? So Erica then goes over to Kyle's to do some assisted stretching, which basically just is like.
And Kyle
stretches you.
The weirdest thing is like when she shows up, it's like, didn't she say she had to park down the block?
Or something, yeah.
Had to park down the block because there was so much stuff going on in front of Kyle's house or something. Like she had like people in the front yard, people in the backyard, people inside. I don't know what the hell she had going on, but it was like she hired like a full blown team of like people to do stuff.
Maybe they had to clean up still from that snow.
She said no. She said
like
they were cleaning. They had the dog cleaners like to clean the yard for the dog or something. Like so you don't just go out and clean your own dog's poop. Like what the hell?
You let it fester there?
I don't know till like one person magically comes and cleans you. I don't know. She said something about cleaning the yard from that. I thought that's what she said, something about a dog cleaner. And then she said the holiday people were coming to pick up stuff and
to remove all her holiday
there was
decorations,
something else going on. I don't know. It just sounded like she just created chaos for herself or something like that. This is what she does. And I'm thinking to myself, you do nothing, but that's fine. I don't know. But I thought the stretching was very interesting because at first I didn't realize it was stretching, and then I thought it was like because she called him a trainer when Erica came outside. When Erica first came up to the house, she called him the trainers in the backyard or something. But then she went on to say like he was a stretching coach or trainer or something like that. And I'm like, they like literally stretched for like 2 seconds.
I don't know if there was more they didn't show us. And he also, when they came out, he has this gong, and they're like, oh.
Well, they made a big deal about it.
Well, that too. But before that, she's like, oh, what's this for? He's like, a sound bath. We did not see them do a sound bath.
No, he just had it there. Like, so what was the point?
And he never even hit the gong once. I was like, I was waiting for him to hit the gong, and he didn't hit it. I was just like, as somebody who I just experienced one of my first virtual sound baths and quite enjoyed it. I get the hype. I was like, hit the gong. There was no gong in mine.
But I thought one of them would like hit it just out of joking because of the way.
I could have seen Erica just pick it up.
Well, because of the flashback. That like when they were doing the gong or something like that,
the other sound bath last season with Kathy.
They made a big stink about like they were doing a lot of nonsense with the gongs and stuff like that. But I don't know. But they like show Erica did like 1-2 stretch, Kyle did like 1 or 2 stretches. I'm thinking they had to have done more, but like it's so weird when they cut the show like that because it's like
weirdly they showed more flashbacks of Kyle doing the splits than them actually doing
assisted stretching. She has a lot of those friggin' splits,
and that wasn't even enough. There was only 3 of them. There's way more than that.
Yeah. Oh no.
There's one this season alone.
Yeah. No. Without a doubt, she does way too many splits.
So after their quick little assisted stretching, they go in, sit down for some tea, so they can recap the past like parties that have gone on, because it's always kind of like, well, Erica doesn't remember the Diana's party because she blacked out, and then Kyle wasn't there at the other party because.
But didn't you say something last time about something that Kyle pointed out, like some kind of item or something like that? Like she wanted to point it out this time, the bears on the cup, how cute they are. These bears are Ralph Lauren bears, and it's not a cheap set that she has. So I think she was like trying to like, I don't want to say name drop, but kind of name drop about like but I thought you said something one time in another episode she did that, where she mentioned something, like she made a point of like pointing out something. I think maybe I'm thinking about when you said the house where her house was located.
I don't know. The main point that they discussed though is kind of, is with Erica and the drinking of like Garcelle saying that Erica needs help, but from Erica's point of view, she's like, oh, Garcelle is not coming from the right place. I don't know if there is there a wrong place to come from, like when you're
I think she
check on somebody.
I think she's just concerned with her drinking. I don't think that Erica, like, I think they do this on the Housewives, that like anytime that someone drinks too much, they automatically label them an alcoholic. An alcoholic is somebody that cannot go without alcohol. They're waking up in the morning needing it, I think. Like, I think she just drinks too much when she goes out, like Luann. I don't know if that Luann was like necessarily an alcoholic. I just think she didn't know when to stop. But like, could she get up and go out her day like past 3 days, not have a drop of alcohol? Yeah. See, to me, like an alcoholic cannot go without it. Well, no, this is more like
the Sonia situation. I feel like
they abuse alcohol, like I think.
Yeah, and I think the issue is what makes it so noticeable with her and Sonia is they're on these medicines that cannot be mixed with alcohol. Yeah. So if they have like 1 or 2 drinks, they're gonna go much further than somebody
it definitely
who had more than drinks. So it looks worse and it's more noticeable. That I'm sure if you put every other housewife in the same situation mixing these meds like she is, they'd all essentially look and act probably the way Erica's doing.
And I think what makes this look so bad is that Erica in the past wasn't a drinker. Like, she really didn't drink. But I don't know if it was because she was trying to keep it together because of maybe she did know stuff that was going on with Tom and she felt she always had to keep her wits about her or something. I don't know. But she wasn't a big drinker. Not like she's been drinking now. So I think like anything she's doing looks so much more magnified anyway because it's like, wow, this is just not, she didn't do this kind of stuff. But before we move on, before they go on to talk about the charity, which is also comical listening to those two talk about it, I'm watching them talk, and in the back of like her backyard there was a house.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But it wasn't a small enough house to be like a kid's doll house type
like
thing.
1K plus 8 house.
It was like a house. Now I don't know if that was supposed to be like a pool house type version, but there's no pool back there. Is there a pool back there?
She has a tennis court, so maybe they store like their tennis equipment.
It was like a 2-level house. Like it looked like a miniature version of her house, but not so small that it's like a playhouse. Like I'm saying, it looked like it was like a legit house, but it was but definitely in her backyard.
Remember when the John and Kate plus 8 here, everybody? But I think this was the Kate plus 8 one when they were moved into that big like house they were in. Remember, they built each kid one, and I think it looked like it was almost two floors aesthetically on the outside, but like it's only one.
Different. This was like
a full adult could stand up in there.
No, this was like a 2-floor house. Like it looked like a small little house, like what we would consider a normal house, but she would probably consider like
that's like a tiny house.
Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I don't know what that was back there.
Because it was all open fencing. I don't know. It was weird. I just noticed that. I was taking notice of everyone's houses this time around.
Yeah. So they all prepare to go to Dorit's Golden Black Party, which is also the charity party for the homeless.
These two were discussing it, Erica and Kyle, and they were kind of making fun of the name, saying that the name is so not right, and like they, that it was just not right.
No, because it catches you off guard. Because when I heard her say, I'm like, homeless not toothless?
Yeah, they were like, and Kyle's like, what do we do? Bring our spare teeth or something? And, well, honestly, the way these guys get their teeth done, they probably could bring spare teeth to the party, but I don't know.
So at Dorit's party now, though, PK says that he got a, like, surprise performance for the party again, kind of like how he did with Boy George that one season. And he's also in charge of doing the lights. At first I was kind of confused with the lights. Then I realized the lights were kind of like dimmed. And then he's supposed to shut them completely off for whenever this musical performance comes out. And Dorit's like, no, you're going to mess it up. Because he was already messing up. He was turning on all the lights at the brightest they could in their house.
And she's like, too bright.
And they're bickering. And outside the front of the house, they have like 2 security guards. Which I never saw them check to make sure anybody should be there or not.
No, but every time they would say something funny or something wacky would happen inside, did you notice they would flash to those guards?
And they would actually be laughing. I don't know if it was just perfect. It was good editing,
or it was the same laugh, because like, how are they hearing what's going inside? It appears that they're all the way in the front, and they look like they're all the way in the back because they have the glass door open. But like, this kind of starts with they start showing the housewives all getting ready. Crystal is the first one; she's getting ready, and they're discussing the theme and get ready. And then you see Sutton getting ready, FaceTiming Garcelle, and she says to her, "Please don't let me sit next to Lisa Rinna." And then that's what I was saying. I was checking the houses. They show her, when they pan away, they show her house from an aerial view, and she has a huge tennis court attached to her house as well. Sutton. And she has like a patio and a pool. And the funny thing is that the other episode where she made them sit outside on the grass in the muck, there was no reason. She has a patio. The one over by where they were sitting, it looked like it could be too small. But then there was another one right before the tennis court where there was already a table that they could easily have moved out of the way and put that table there where they weren't in the muck. I don't know. Or they could have sat them on the tennis court and just like decorated even nicer.
Here's the thing. I could see her saying they're not going to sit on the tennis court because that's just not proper. And then the other table, if they wanted to move the whole table, I could see her also saying she doesn't want the view to be of the tennis court. I just feel like that's something I could hear Sutton weirdly kind of say.
Weird.
Or just like it's not proper for the...
I don't know. I just noticed that like you showed the whole thing, and I was like, okay, so there you go. And then they show Lisa and Kyle FaceTiming, and they're discussing who had COVID and how they're feeling. And Lisa Rinna mentions that COVID made her sweat. I was curious if that was like a thing. I've never heard that.
I mean, I think you get a fever with COVID. So
no, but like she means like now she made it sound like now she like constantly sweats.
Oh God,
I'm like, one more reason not to get COVID, because who wants that?
Oh God, I already sweat enough. Don't need that.
I don't know.
So while they're arriving, Diana, I don't like Diana's outfit. I know. All I do is comment on Diana, but God, this outfit, she looked like the golden ticket from Willy Wonka. Or for my Marvel fans,
you're giving her too much even.
She looks like the Sovereign from Guardians of the Galaxy. All those people that are painted gold. All she had to do was paint her face gold, and she would look like them. I was just...
Look, this whole thing was weird to begin with, because
the golds were all different colored golds.
Well, here's the thing. It was funny because the whole thing was weird, because this was supposed to not be a benefit, I guess. Well, she wanted a benefit, but she said she couldn't have a benefit because, I guess, of COVID. at the time. So that she just wanted to have a dinner to introduce this to everybody.
Yeah.
And like she wanted to do a simple theme, one that's not challenging. I hate when there's a clothing theme and it's challenging.
But why did she go with like white for shiny white teeth?
Right? I don't know. Instead, she went with black and gold, which I mean isn't.
You got the pirate's cap, the gold pirate's tooth. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. I mean it's not a hard one to do. I guess black and gold, but like her whole tablescape and stuff, which it made it sound like PK was making it sound like he did that, but there was an event planner that was talking that he did that, but you didn't notice it, but I could not notice it. If you have the chance to go back, look at the tablecloth. I don't know what was with the tablecloth, but it was like gold, like gold lame with like these black, like where it looked like someone took a big paintbrush and like painted these like weird
I don't
spots.
remember this.
And like, but it looked like someone tore it. I don't know. It made it look weird. I don't know. The whole thing was weird. But the outfits that were coming in one by one were crazy.
Yeah.
But the first one to show up was not Diana. It was it was Kathy. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Kathy came
I was
through.
just so taken back by Diana's that I kind of blacked out a little bit.
Yeah, because and then she had that bright red lipstick on, and she does this updo with her hair that I'm not a fan of either. It always looks like really messy. Like, maybe it was intentional, but it doesn't look like. It looks like she just said, oh, spin it up and clip it. But Kathy was the first one to come through, and she came through with Dwight. Now, if you're an avid watcher, you know Dwight.
Oh, yes. I forgot they did talk about this.
Yeah, but it's even worse than that. I remember Dwight from way back. He was with the one that everybody remembers is with Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah.
When they show the flashback of him pushing Ken into the pool after he just got his hip, and all the girls were like, "Whoa!" But I remember Dwight from.
Well, I can't help you here because I barely remember from that until they showed him.
The one that's going to be on OC now. Come on, you know it.
Taylor.
He was Taylor's friend, and that's how he got into being friends with Lisa Vanderpump. And now he had falling out, so now he's with Kathy Hilton. I mean, you couldn't pick a better person to latch onto than Kathy Hilton, because she's not going to even realize you're latched onto her because she's so kooky. But she comes in all her wackiness, and she's like, she has 2 bottles of like tequila that she gives Dorit, like, oh, here's your favorite tequila that you love. And like Dorit just looks like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with this, but yeah, sure, I'll take them. I'm like, and she moves on to like the table seating.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Leanne?
Leanne's coming? And like, again, if you're a housewife, the only Leanne that anybody in the housewife world thinks of is Leanne from Leanne Locken from, I think she's from, is she from Dallas? I think she's from the Dallas one. She's a crazy lady, but like, she wasn't reading the cards right. And
well, no, but she's done this before where she's read something wrong too last season.
That's true.
I think.
And she gets into even more trouble in that mid-season trailer. From what I'm understanding, I'm hearing more and more things about this mid-season trailer. We're going to have to review that.
We're gonna have to. We'll have to put it on like we're gonna do like a bonus on YouTube or like Instagram. Maybe
from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of stuff in there too. But PK. I'm not sure if he was trying to be nice or nasty, but he goes, that's Diana. Like, he said it almost like you wanted to follow it up with, like, you idiot. Like, he was like, that's Diana. And then she just casually goes, I love the font. Like, I don't know if she does that because she realizes she said something stupid.
That doesn't... See, that's not a good cleanup because
you couldn't read
the font, clearly. But
read the font.
She did have... I do remember last season her being like, no, I can't see. I don't have my glasses on. Like, I very much remember that.
Yeah, she does use
I don't remember that
and she can never find them, apparently.
And she was quite far from the table.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't have the best
I think she gets, like, socially awkward and she doesn't know what to do, and she just, like, looks for the first thing around, and she's, like, looking at the cards and just tries to make, like, small talk about it. Like, you know what I mean? And then it just backfired on her, so she just ran with whatever she could.
So Kyle starts arriving, which I know you have a comment on Mauricio, but really quick, because you have a little bit more, like, comments on them. My real only comment is, when she's coming in, they're serving pigs in a blanket. What a weird one to serve. Yeah. I just feel like so weird. That's like something you have at, like, a football game, or, like, just...
And did you hear Lisa Rinna? Like, I don't know if she was squealing over the pigs in the blanket.
Oh, I don't know.
At the same time, and
I was taken back by the fact that the dough looked a little raw on them. Like, they were white. Usually they're like, I know when I make them, I make sure they're golden. Yeah, I don't know what they did to those.
And there was like 2 on the tray, I think.
Yeah, I mean, unless they were going quick.
I don't know.
Pigs and blanket aren't great, but
there was very little.
All right, I know you have comments on that whole situation with him coming into them.
I don't know when I'm a fan of Mauricio. I'm not gonna lie. Mo's a big, he's the big house husband that everybody loves. But he was like acting kind of weird, like a little bit like he was like scatterbrained. Like
doesn't he do a little smoking?
I don't know.
I
I've
thought
never
they
heard
said
that.
he smokes some of the
doobies. I don't know.
I thought I heard he does. Maybe he was high. It's legal there.
No,
Let's see. I'm gonna Google it.
But he wasn't. It wasn't like that. It was like he was like all over the place. Like where she's coming up the stairs and there's like a random, and she has her gold purse on her shoulder, and all of a sudden, as if he wasn't just in the car with her the whole time, he's like, oh, I bought you that purse, didn't I? I got you that purse. And he's like grabbing it from underneath her arm and all, like, and she's like, yes, Mo, yes, you did, yes, like, as if like, calm down, what are you doing? And then like he gets, and she's like, well, where's your gold or something? And he's like, oh, PK is gonna give it to me as soon as I get there. And she's like, okay. And meanwhile, PK bought him like a Versace belt, with the little like Versace thing or something. And I'm like,
this is from Bravo. Kyle Richards on how Mauricio does partake now and then in a certain herb.
Yeah, what herb? Oregano? You gotta be, you never know with these people.
He's not a pothead, he's a businessman who does partake now and then. It's legal in California, but that's never been my thing, so maybe he was a little high.
No, but like a little high would make you more like calm, where I felt like he was like,
I've never been in the presence of somebody who's been high.
No, but I thought it makes you more calm, like not more like I don't know. He just seemed
he was
like,
more like he was tripping on something. Oh, Sissy's coming to join us.
I don't want to say I don't want to say that, but he was just.
Oh, sis!
That was somebody's foot, big time.
Did you guys hear that? She fell out of the window.
She didn't fell, but she let it hit hard. But like
those legs are
like
asleep.
a little more scatterbrained. I don't know. It was just it was a little scatterbrained for me.
Oh, I thought you were going to check on Sissy.
No.
So PK and Mauricio do end up talking after sharing the belt, picking out
is the other thing. Like
who was the best looking housewife, and they first picked their wives, obviously. But PK's like, okay, but if we don't include our wives, who are you? PK's not including your wife. Who do you pick? And Mauricio then chose Dorit, and he's like, no,
no wives,
no, neither
like
of our wives.
Yeah.
And Mauricio picked Rinna, and PK picked Erica.
Of course, because he loves Erica with no panties from the past. I mean, I'm not surprised. He picked her. That was my first thought when I heard him say that. I was like, okay.
Listen, I love Rinna, but that outfit was not. I didn't like Rinna's outfit.
Yeah, no.
It was too red, orangey gold.
Yeah.
It was like a yellow.
It looked like one of those things. I don't know if you ever seen those pillows.
Where you rub back and forth. Yeah.
You rub one side and it's like blue. You rub the other side and it's like white or something. It's like weird.
It's cool, but I didn't feel like it was very much gold. But I was gonna say, if you had to pick a housewife, who was the best dressed? And leaving out Kyle and Dorit will play from their point of view. I think Garcelle looked the best.
Oh yeah.
I just like it was Dorit, like the whole.
I would say Garcelle.
Yeah, I think Dorit had the idea that it was like the black and gold, like that. I liked like, her dress was both. A lot of them didn't have black and gold, but I liked Garcelle's. It was all black, and then she had like on the left shoulder like,
it's like
a gold
chain
down. Which I was like, okay, it adds like a pop of gold, but it's not too much. Where like I felt like Rinna's was too gold. Like where was the black in Rinna's outfit? Some of them I think must have heard black or golds, because
maybe she did say.
I think Crystal looked really nice too, but I don't even think she had gold on. Maybe she had gold shoes or something. And I think her husband had a yellowy gold. Sissy's ripping up paper. She is just so rude.
But wait, there was also a conversation before.
No, stop her.
Oh, Sky.
Tiny. Oh, cat eating paper break. Okay, I think we've pulled Sissy back together. I don't really know. In the beginning, when we first tried to record this, we did 6 takes just to get to like the intro correctly.
Oh, that was one.
That was Cooper. Now Sissy is waking up.
She's awake and she's acting a fool.
So,
but what I was gonna say was,
sorry.
So Kathy and Dorit and Diana are talking, and Kathy, again, social awkwardness, she starts going, they said, where's your boyfriend or whatever? And she said,
whose boyfriend?
Diana's, meaning Asher.
Oh, yeah.
And she says, oh, he's doing some kind of virtual something or another. Like, she doesn't even take the time to know what he's doing, which I was like, one or two things. It's not real, or, but I don't know why she wouldn't bring him, because she brings him to everything. But, so he must have been doing something, actually. But, like, she didn't even take the time to, like, know what it was. But Kathy goes,
yeah, I was really surprised at how well he sounded because, sometimes that can go like, like a little crazy or cringeworthy, but he was actually really well. And Diana agreed with him.
I don't ever remember this.
Yeah, it was like a real quick thing. And Diana's like, yeah, I know, it could be. It's, it could. Like, I was just like, damn, girl,
God.
like, you're letting her bash your boyfriend or whatever he
Fiance?
is. So,
I
yeah,
don't know
it was
what he
just
is.
crazy. But
So they end up going to sit down to eat, which to me, Ren and Erica, they
were
already
breakfast.
seemed like they were drunk because
Erica
they were
with the hooker shoes. She made a comment. She had hooker shoes. Her dress was too short, too tight. I didn't like what Erica was wearing.
I don't really remember it that much.
It was a short black dress, and she had like this fur jacket over it that didn't go at all because it was like brown. I don't know. It was weird. Her shoes were gold, I think, and they were like supposed to be old, but I don't know. Like she said, she had them for years or something. I didn't care for it.
So while they're sitting down, starting to eat and things like that, Dorit shares about the charity, and in Diana's sit down, she shares that she also had to rely on a charity to get her wisdom teeth removed. And she also says that they grew back, which I looked this up. It's like 7% chance that this will happen to like somebody, or like 7% of the population this happens to. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds that it would happen to her?
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to Diana. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, but it was some kind of special name for the truth. Because I was like, I had to fact check that.
And Dorit is like giving like a little toast, and like she mentions the title of the name of the charity, and like again. Kathy's like, I guess she was so taken back that she's like, oh, that's great. But like, she either sounds like she truly believes it or she thinks you're crazy and she's just going to try to make you feel better about yourself. I don't know. It was just crazy. And then you got the other two kooks down the corner, Erica and Lisa Rinna, that are like looking at the menu, like going bonkers. They're like, oh my gosh, chicken parmesan. Well, first of all, when Lisa sits down, she clearly shows that she had a shot already before the drink that she had. She sits down. She's like, hi, everybody, hi, Dorit.
Oh yes. When Dorit stands up, she goes, hi, everybody, and she goes, hi, Dorit. Yeah,
like,
that was good.
Just like, yeah, she was clearly like a little bit of off the edge there. And then they start screaming about the menu. Her and Erica were just like.
Well, speaking of the menu, they had vegan options.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow,
How
we gotta get in Beverly Hills or something because that's apparently where it's at for us if we want to go to a party and have vegan options. So, Kyle ends up talking to Sutton and Garcelle about Rinna telling Sutton to basically leave. And this is Kyle just classically stirring the pot. And wow, does she stir the pot in this moment?
Well, they sat her in the perfect spot because the table...
Well, yeah, they put her at the head of the table.
The table was like in a U shape, so she was at the bottom or whatever you want to call it, the top of the U. Like, she was in the middle of the U. So she could easily access, like, both sides and, like, just keep it going, man.
So I just want to point out in my notes, I wrote it down because while we were watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, Erica, Sutton, and Garcelle, they're remembering her telling her to get the bleep out of there.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, they're remembering that correctly. And I'm like, Rinna's the one who's getting it wrong. She, and with that, Sutton tells Kyle that she should drop it. So Kyle goes and asks Dorit, and then we see, and Dorit agrees that she told her to get the blank out of here. And then we see a flashback, and Rinna is right. She just tells her to leave.
You know what that's funny, though? I thought she said it, too.
But no, she doesn't. Before, she says, F you, then.
Oh, I think
and then she says, get out.
You should leave my house, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just yes, the word is essentially there. It's just jumbled up again. Like, once again, it's just classic of not remembering it 100%.
The weird things, like, there's just weird things that I was noticing in this episode. It was so, I don't want to say it was boring because it wasn't really boring, but there was like weird stuff that like they were just washing over, like the blue slide behind
Sky,
don't do that one. Don't do it.
She's got more paper she's eating.
The blue slide behind Kyle. That
yeah,
every time
I noticed that too.
It was a kid slide. Now look, I know Dorit and them have kids and stuff, so it makes sense. But Sky.
We're gonna have to go. We'll be back. Be back after this cat eating paper again. We're back. Okay, so hopefully she's done.
She'll start. This is the same thing she does at night. Like, she waits for me to put her down, and then as soon as I get like in my seating position, she goes crazy. So the other thing that I noticed that, like, aside from the slide, was when Garcelle went to talk about like like Kyle doing her typical pot stirring, which Garcelle is a pot stirrer too, but
Kyle's just way
really
bigger.
taking the cake this season. But when she was talking about it, they show Garcelle, I know you didn't notice this, in the same freaking style rhinestone, like,
Oh, the bra.
under
Yeah, you said that while we were watching. You're like, she has the same bra as
she
Erica.
got it on again. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, but see, Garcelle's looked better because I think her jacket buttoned up higher, so it wasn't as.
But all I keep thinking is, how are these women wearing this rhinestone bra? Doesn't that hurt? When it's got to be on something delicate. I don't know.
Pasties? I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm like, maybe there's like a mesh inside of it, but still, I'm just like, whatever. I don't know. Put the rhinestone bras away.
Rinna says that she thinks that her and Sutton can amend their issues, but Mauricio goes, "Oh no, they can't. He's stirring the pot just as much as Kyle."
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's acting out like he's don't get me wrong. He's a vocal kind of guy in this.
He was having
setting.
a Joe Gorga kind of moment.
But he was acting out so bad. Like when they were saying Renna said, he goes, "I wasn't even there, Renna, but I bet you said it." I'm like, what is wrong with him? Like, and like Kyle was kind of like looking at him like stop. Like, I don't know. He was very.
This isn't New Jersey. Yeah. What are you doing?
Then you got Crystal freaking out because she's claiming this is the best scene.
She does have a doctor friend.
Well,
that
no,
was
it was the one that you're talking about. It's the doctor's wife. She must know them.
Yeah, she's friends with Crystal.
So she said that the doctor's wife is texting her saying like, what the WTH, like what the hell, or WTF, whatever it is going on. But meanwhile, when they show her to say this,
she's giggling and
like,
laughing.
No, the wife is like just like daydreaming. It looks like.
Well, they did show another scene of her like laughing. Too.
I don't know, but they're like putting her. And well, that's the other thing too, is like while they're doing this fighting and it's getting more intense, they're showing the two girls that came as representatives for this Dr. Grossman, who's the guy that started Toothless Not Homeless, and like they're like sitting like so intrigued, like I have a first like
I have front row seats to a housewife fight.
To like a housewife fight. Like they didn't even care. Yeah, they were like, this is better than we expected. I'm like, oh my god.
And Rinna does also. She adds that her and Sutton can be all good if she apologizes to Harry. And Sutton shares that she did text Harry. I think it would probably be the day after the birthday party because she was like thanking him for the invite and just saying
that text seemed very real. It didn't feel like
it was the place to bring that all up.
No, and that
birthday.
text seemed very real if it went through and if she did send it. It seemed like I could see that being something that she would send.
Yeah. Also, Sutton goes through and she's like, "Oh, it's really easy to make up with you, Rinna. I just have to follow your rule book. Do what you say."
But did you see she picked up the little name tag? That was the
the
place card.
Where the
it was
hell
the
she got
it was
that
the
from.
place card thing. She turned it sideways and she pretended it was the tiny little rule book of Lisa Rinna on how to make up.
Speaking of funny. Making up thing though, I think it's so ironic that she says that because a few episodes ago she was making Crystal say exactly what she wanted as her apology.
Verbatim.
Like, yeah, like Crystal was making up for
I need you to say that you will not do that again to me.
Yeah. So literally, she was doing the same exact thing. So I'm like, okay, that doesn't even make any sense because you literally have the same rule book. And then, I think I don't know if maybe it was Dorit's assistant or somebody came and told her.
that was the event planner.
The event planner was like,
I think it was
okay, it's time for the surprise. So she starts trying to like breaking this up, and
she's like, guys, can you just hold on for a
minute?
minute?
Rinna says that she'll let it go when Sutton basically admits why she did what she did.
She gave it the final scream down.
Yeah. Oh, and then they go, and Rinna's like, "Who did this all?" And they all point to Kyle.
Well, there was no doubt it was Kyle. Kyle took it on. And then the best is like Kyle's like in her confessional going, "Well, I just needed to know if they were talking or not." Really? I mean, like, really, you needed to know that you had to like start all this trouble?
Yeah, like that. At that point, I don't think anybody actually ate because it's time for the surprise. So, of course, PK messes up the lights. I thought he was supposed to turn all the lights on because of how he messed it up. He turned the lights on. She's like, "I knew you couldn't do it, PK." And then he does end up shutting them off.
I think he was controlling it from his phone, it looked like,
yeah,
right?
But it looked like in a weird way because it did it twice where I think it's like the lights have to go all the way up to come all the way back.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It weirdly happened twice.
He just never turns the lights on.
And the surprise guest was how do you say it?
Melissa Etheridge.
And in the words of Kathy, who the hell is that?
And was she hiding
under the curtain the whole time?
They had a curtain over the microphone that she was going to end up singing at, and she's like, "Was she hiding under there this whole time?" Because again, Kathy's socially awkward. I don't get it. But it did stop everybody from screaming and like at each other because then they all started to get up and like sing and whatever, dance.
Well,
or
my
whatever,
favorite too
and
was Garcelle was like, was she waiting upstairs this whole
whole
time,
time.
listening to us, waiting for us to finish fighting?
Yeah. And then you get Crystal sitting at the table, like just recording, like she's at a concert.
I
like,
notice
did
that
you
every
see?
time with like when things are happening, Crystal always is like filming it, but she always does post it on social media.
Yeah.
I've noticed, so it's not like she.
Which I feel like Crystal does the like things that the normal people, like if we were at something like that, the first thing we'd start doing is videotaping it.
Yeah.
Where like I don't know if that's always a good thing. Like where I feel like the rest of them were enjoying it. Where
Yeah.
Crystal, I mean, she was singing too, Crystal, like I saw her, but like yeah.
So once the performance is over,
Yeah, of one song, one and done, and then you're out.
well, yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe they could only afford one song, or she agreed to one
guess.
song.
They played
Which,
her
by
one
the way,
main one.
PK says that they got her because he works with their management. Their management's the same exact management who does Boy George and all that. So that's how this happened, in case you were wondering. Rinna says that she can't do this anymore, like the whole fighting and everything,
Yeah,
because
it's
her
kinda
mom's
sad.
stuff has just arrived, and she says that everything that's happening to her, or like why she's acting out, is simply because she's just in pain now at this point.
Yeah, she can't handle it. And it's really sad, like, because she was very close to her mom. I mean, not that she wasn't close to her dad, but I think, like, once you lose one parent and then all you have left is the second one, it's, like, even worse because, like, now you realize, like, you don't even have, you know, the other one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's sad. But she's just a horrible crier. A horrible crier. Like, I
Yeah.
remember her from my soap opera. She was not a good crier on the soap opera, but it looked very fake. But I think that's just how she cries, sadly.
Well, in the promo, I was like, oh, she's fake crying over something with Sutton at first.
No,
but I
just
think
think
it was
that's
just like, I think it was
think
too
she
much
couldn't-
and she couldn't
yeah,
control. She was
yeah.
trying not to cry and she couldn't like breathe.
I think
at
she
the
just
same
couldn't
time.
breathe and stuff, and that's like she was trying to
She was
control
like almost
her, yeah.
hyperventilating. Yeah.
Because she was also asking them, like, how do I, like, how's my makeup? Like, I guess, like, the best was when they just ripped her. They were trying to fix her eyelash, and then she just ripped them off her face.
And that's it. That's this week's episode of Housewives. Obviously we'll be covering next week, but stay tuned towards the end, or go look for our timestamps so you can see our next what episodes we're gonna cover next week. But now we're gonna do our solo watches. Woohoo! I watched a couple things. I watched 3 things. How do you want to go? What did we do last week? I did all mine, and then you did all yours. Do you want to go back and forth, or you want to
do that, like you do all yours?
Okay, who wants to go first? Maybe.
I could go first because mine's shorter. I didn't get to
Okay.
watch everything
Yeah,
I was supposed to.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out like that, but I did, of course. I don't miss my Love Island USA.
No.
It was a weird one because it was Casa Amor week where they take the men out of
Sorry, getting my drink here, clicky clanky.
the villa and they send them to Casa Amor, which is another villa, and they bring in like 6 new girls and 6 new guys. So like it's kind of like this week was really all about like that. Was like them forging new relationships.
Like, yeah, meeting new people,
and then them coming back to the villa, which this one was like so weird because of all the ones that I've ever watched, like usually the guys are just so ruthless and bad on there that like they take this as an opportunity just to be like bad. Because like I get the premise of this show is like just because you're coupled up with someone, it's
Ow!
okay.
I don't know what the hell just happened. I just moved and I got like a pain. Oh my god! I'm sorry. Go. I'm good.
The premise of it is like you're coupled up with this person, and it's supposed to be like the equivalent of like seeing somebody. So like if you were to like basically go to Casa Amor and meet someone else, you're really not cheating on the person you're coupled up with because it's just you're dating. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the premise of it. So you're not like a girlfriend boyfriend, because it's a big thing in there to become like girlfriend and boyfriend and make it official or something. But none of them are like that yet. But so this whole week was kind of that. And then the weird thing is like they don't usually open up the hideaway or whatever, which is like a special room where you can go. But on Casa Amor, they opened up the hideaway in Casa Amor so that the guys could like take somebody there. That was just weird. But this, what I was trying to get to was the guys are weirdly well behaved on this one. Like they all were staying true to the girls that they had back at like the villa. And like
So they don't pick any girls from this new place.
some
None of
of
those
them-
girls come.
Some of them did. No, 3 of them did. But and one of them was like a big to do because this guy was with Isaiah was with this one girl, Sydney, and he brought a girl back, and it was a big to do. But a lot of the girls at the villa let guys stay with them, so it was like a big to do. But Sarah Hyland, who is the host, shows up never, except for this. They show up at the initial meeting where she places everybody together, and then she comes back for Casa Amor because it's a lot of chaos of like, they bring the girl up, and then the girl says, did you choose to recouple with one of these guys, or do you choose to stay single? And then they bring the other. So it's like, but like you see her like 3 times honestly throughout this thing, maybe 3 or 4 tops, where like she comes back for like.
Do the other shows have the host more?
No, that's the weird thing, is everything is done by text. Like when they recouple, like everything is done by text. Like they'll get texts and they'll stand up and they'll have to read the text, and which I was doing, like I was saying last week, the background of like where the phones don't actually work and they only get texts from the producers. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of weird. Like I was doing a lot of research on it, and they were saying like they get lunch and dinner, and the only meal they don't get served to them is breakfast, and that's the only meal you ever see them eating. So it's like weird because you wonder like, where do these people eat? Like where's the meals? Where's the dinners? Like they bring them in for them, I guess, and that's.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird. But this whole thing was all Casa Amor, and then the people coming back, and now this last one yesterday was dealing with like the aftermath now, like of everybody like settling in and like realizing who they want to be with and stuff. So they kind of left it like up in the air. But and then I did watch Good Trouble, which was once again crazy. The show is like it gets me every time. It gets me every time because this one was like, it ended with the girl getting arrested. Isabella, the one that's having the baby, she ended up getting arrested for smashing her father's car and mother's car because she wanted to they wanted her to give the baby up, and she was just so angry or whatever, and now they're blackmailing her into like, if she doesn't give up the baby, they were going to arrest her, and that's why she got arrested. But instead they started it out with this guy Dennis, whose son died from cancer when he was like very, very little. They started him out in a dream, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, why are you starting with that instead of Isabel? I don't know. It was just kooky. They haven't touched it. But then you realize as you go on in the topic, he's debating whether or not he'd want to have another kid with this new lady he's dating or whatever. But in this whole episode, they dealt with women equality, bullying, anxiety, cults, gender role topics, and anger management. Like, they touched on all of this. Like, so you're supposed to watch this and like keep a straight like thing.
Yeah, instead of just picking one for like
that's
the story.
I mean, this is what we say
dealing
about
with
this. I don't know why I do this with this show, because it's like they're on so many different things.
You would be better probably just talking about it once you finish the whole season.
That I'm just like, I'm crazy, and I didn't get to watch
Maggie. You said you were gonna watch.
I didn't get to watch Maggie. I did watch my Below Deck Mediterranean, which is crazy. She already fired somebody, the Captain Sandy. She had to get rid of the girl bosun, and she brought this other guy on that was already there, who clearly is much better. But like, it's one you gotta watch for sure.
For me, I finished my Grace and Frankie. I started High School Musical, the series, season 3, and also I started Warrior Nun. So for Grace and Frankie, I finished it off. I liked the ending, and I didn't like the ending because when you were there when I was watching the final episode, and you were like, "Oh, do you think they actually killed them?" I was like, just because. The reason I didn't think they were gonna kill them is because, basically, if you don't know what happens, they are fighting and they get electrocuted, and technically only Frankie was supposed to die, not both of them, and they end up getting sent back down. I'm like, they're not gonna kill them because they're not gonna let their families think they died, like,
that would have been
upset
a
with
crappy
each
way
other.
to kill them for sure.
My one thing is, I just feel like we never got like a real. Someone's blasting music outside. I just feel like we didn't get like a good, clear answer of like what everybody's obviously doing. Like, obviously, yes, they did say that the. I can't with the music. Hold on, maybe you guys can't hear that. Okay. Oh my god, I just scared.
Sorry. I got the hiccups.
I think they're done with the music out there. But yeah, my issue was like, yeah, the sisters are going to go start their own business, but we don't really ever will know if, I guess, their business does well. I guess we can just assume. We don't get to see, what's his name? the one son, Coyote, get married, because that was such a big
No, but
thing.
they did show him married. They just didn't show. Remember, they showed him in the Uber putting the stuff on the.
Oh yeah, but no, I just feel like we didn't get like a very like even like Robert and Saul, like obviously we know that Robert has Alzheimer's, but like I thought maybe they would show his last performance, something like
still
that.
Kept it very
I just felt like
open.
it was still weirdly open. Like I feel like obviously if they had killed them off, that would be very like okay, that's it, but not as much. Weirdly enough, I noticed this when they went to go stamp these forms up in heaven to like send them back down to earth. Frankie's death date was August 27th, 2022. So quite close is when Frankie would be dying. I just noticed I'm like August. I'm like, oh, that's quite close to my birthday. Weirdly, yeah. But my real thing was it felt like it was very left open. Like they were just like they were trying to finish up this plot in this like last episode. And I did like the final verdict, no matter what. But I do feel like it was every season is that they need each other.
I think they had to try to kill them off though, like just because they made just think about killing her. I think they had to figure out a way to like kill her but not kill her. Yeah, just to.
Okay, so for High School Musical 3, only the first 3 episodes are out right now. Yeah, first 3 episodes, cool. So. A little quick thing here. Corbin Bleu is in this season, kind of.
I love when they bring them back.
They are going to do camp this season. I think they did this so they could keep the character EJ in because he graduated in the last musical, so he's not going to be back in the school. Mm-hmm. So they go to the camp, and Corbin Bleu comes out and it's like, you guys are going to be the first ever school production to do Frozen the musical. And everybody was so excited because they assumed Corbin Bleu was going to be directing it, but he's not. He's going to be directing the Disney Plus show about them doing the show, pretty much. And yeah, could be. He was there. He watched it with me. And then they have the camp counselor. I believe his name's
You better pay
Dewey.
attention.
I can't reach him now. He's too far. The camp counselor Dewey, who's played by Jason Earls, who is Hannah Montana's
Brother, no?
No, yeah, I thought I was waiting for you not to hit the mic.
No, I wasn't gonna hit the mic. I know better. I'm not a cat.
No, I wasn't. I didn't want you. I was just making sure you weren't going to. No, yeah, who plays Hannah Montana's brother. But what's so weird is like, okay, High School Musical exists in this universe, but Hannah Montana doesn't. I mean, obviously we're only on episode 3, so there's still a chance for them to like be like, oh, you quite look like Hannah Montana's brother, like the actor who played it. I think that would be nice.
They did something weird on my soap opera. They brought a guy back who was in a very, like, pivotal role. I don't know why they did this, but they put him in as another character. Like, we all know that this guy played this one, like, character for a long time. And him and the girlfriend got, like, booted off the show or whatever, off the soap opera. But they brought him back as a whole different character.
That's so weird.
And didn't say, like, the part of now is being played by, like, they're just like a couple of people will see him and say, like, you look so familiar to me, but I don't think I know you. Like, they'll make little references like that, but they think because they just, like, made him have, like, his hair down bangs or something like that, and then, like, now he wears glasses, like, we don't notice who he is. Like, nobody knows.
I don't know.
It's just so weird.
But since Corbin Bleu's not directing it, they decided that EJ is going to be the director for the musical, which worries me because him and Gianna are finally, like, together. I quite like them together, but I feel like they're going to break up because he's too busy with the play and can't make time for her. And speaking of Gianna, I'm so excited that she's finally the lead because the last 2 seasons she's been just trying to find her place, and I feel like now that she's the lead, like, she's hopefully got that. And one of the big things is Olivia Rodrigo. Obviously now she's a big superstar, so she doesn't need this show, I guess, or she's just kind of busy doing her touring and everything. So she's not in this season, and they've kind of said she's going on a road trip with her moms to California.
Is her character like a main one?
She was a main one in season 1, yeah. And then season 2, she was like she was still there, but a lot less.
There's a little moth that was flying by. Cooper saw it.
This one she's not even in. So I'm curious what they'll do for season 4. Like, she actually didn't interact with any of the actual main characters. She interacted with the teacher and then the actress who played her mom. Oh, and what's his name? The one from, not Cam, Mitch from Modern Family. He was on there. That was it. But he wasn't him, or that famous actor. Weirdly enough. Also, biggest spoiler, and I literally gasped out loud. You weren't here, but Cooper, I need you to confirm this. I gasped. Maddox and Jet, when they were like revealed to be siblings, I was like, oh my god, because weirdly I thought they were trying to set them up for a relationship, and I saw a lot of other people too saying that, but no. All right, my new show, my last one, Warrior Nun, which I am quite enjoying. I do think you would actually probably like it a little bit. I think you would. It's a little bloody, but it's not too bad. So the main premise is there's a orphan, Ava, who was paralyzed in a car crash from when she went to Spain with her mom, and her mom had died in the accident. She lived in the orphanage, and she had died in there, and they brought her to, like, I guess, like, the church's morgue, and they end up bringing her back to life because the warrior nun, like God's warrior basically, ends up dying, and the warrior nun gets this angel's halo put in their back, and they take it out of the one who's dying, and the church is like under attack, so they put it in Ava's body just for like safekeeping in a sense, and she ends up running away because now when she was reborn she's no longer paralyzed, so like for her this is like, in that sense, obviously great. She doesn't want to be the warrior. And her job as the warrior is to kind of protect Earth from demons that are coming from hell. And as far as episode 3, they had got her to come join with them and kind of like start training. And while the priest is explaining, you know, the background of everything and how this came to be, he like goes away to talk with one of the nuns, and she, I think, jumps out the window. Not dying, like runs away, and she just leaves a note behind saying that she just wants to live. That's what I've watched so far. I'm probably gonna finish.
Do you think you're gonna keep watching it?
Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll finish it out. Speaking of keep watching, here's what we have coming up this week to watch. Current TV. We're adding 2 shows on. Whoa. Obviously we're gonna watch Beverly Hills, episode 15. Only Murders, episode 9. She-Hulk starts next week. I'm quite excited. I think it's only like 20-30 minutes. It's going to be quite short. She-Hulk.
And they're
supposed
doing
to be
one
like
each week? Is that how that one's coming out?
Yeah, I think so. Unless they randomly change it last minute to drop a second episode. It's most likely going to be 1 week. And I think that only has 9 episodes. So we'll obviously have to cover that. I'm excited. Speaking of She-Hulk, I don't look at anything. I don't watch TV spots. I don't look at anything Marvel posts. Just because I feel like they're not like get you excited. They're like spoil what's going on in the episode kind of nowadays.
Yeah. So
for my peace of mind, so I'm not spoiled, I don't look at that. So if you're ever like, have you seen this? No, I have not. I've not seen that. I purposely do not look. It's for all Marvel content. And big news, we're getting HBO Max back.
No, joy.
We're gonna do the Selena Plus Chef because we found out, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be episodes 1, 2, and 3, then the week after that 4, 5, 6, and then week after that 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're gonna continue on binging Master Chef. We're quite close. I think we're on the top 5 now.
Yeah, the whole thing was just so that we can get to watch
the back to win, because we started with the kids. We're getting close. We're watching 8, so if you don't know about that, we're gonna do a bonus episode on the last day of the month. Is what
Sorry.
we just got an email. On the last day of the month, we're gonna post our talk about our binge watch. For solo watches, obviously I'm gonna watch the next episode of High School Musical, the series, and then I'm gonna hopefully try to finish Warrior Nun, and I'm thinking about starting. I don't know. I probably will, but either the Paper Girls, which is basically 4 paper girls get thrown to the future from the 80s, or A League of Their Own, which is about women's professional baseball during World War II. I've read the DC Comics, the Bombshells, and I feel like I'm assuming League of Their Own is going to be like that, but no superheroes. All right, what are you watching this week?
Love Island. Mediterranean, below deck Mediterranean, and sailing. There's 3 seasons of sailing. You should go back and watch it. The first one was a dud, but the second one was better, and the third one was better. Captain Glenn is just a crackpot. He's just funny. But I'm gonna try to finish Maggie. It's tough. No, it's just because I know, like, I can't miss, like, Maggie's just kind of hanging out there. I can't miss Love Island because it's, like, daily. Yeah. So if you fall behind, and that's not good. But I do like to binge watch that because sometimes, like, I get annoyed when I watch my Love Island and then I'm like, oh, I wish I could see what's going to happen next. So, like, I don't mind that. But for the most part, yeah, I'm below decking it. And
yeah, I know. I was like, here, let me make the list of what you're watching. I'm like, she's like, what do you have on there? I'm like, well, Love Island, Below Deck Mediterranean. She goes, and what about sailing? I'm like, another one.
Yeah, they're sailing too. Yeah, because I finished the Australia one, the Down Under. And I'm also doing Love Island UK, of course. That's,
yeah.
given.
That's
almost over. That's
also,
the finale. I think there's one more episode after this, so I'm like, ugh.
Check our Instagram. We're going to do a little bit. If you've seen, we've posted, like, what we're watching, and it's usually, like, current, binge, and then our solo watches. So we're going to do something a little bit different. So if you see it, you're like, this looks different. We're going to put our current watches, and then we'll maybe leave our binge. I don't know. I'm just probably going to put the new binge every time we start something new.
Yeah, like, we're constantly changing it because we're not sure how we want it to be yet, so.
And then, as far as solo watches, on that main first screen that you see, yeah, it's... Hi, Koopy. The table's crinkling more and more by each episode, you guys. There's going to be the episode...
where the table caves in.
Next week, it's going to be really crinkly. We're going to hear one foot go through, and then the week after that, the whole table's going to combust.
Don't bite her foot.
Oh, my God. Okay, hold on. Really quickly, let me explain the thing.
Yeah, because there's going to be a fight.
Yeah, on the main screen, I'm just going to put... Oh, that was sweet, Cooper. He headbutted her. Like, in a nice way.
Yeah, and now she's biting his side.
Oh, sis. Okay, on the main screen, it's just going to be new shows that we're starting. So, for example, I'm starting, like, Paper Girls and League of Their Own. That's what's going to be if you see our solo watches and you're like, hey, didn't she say she was going to watch Warrior Nun? Oh, my God. We need a camera. She was kissing him and then he went to walk away, so he went to smack her. Yeah. On the second slide, you'll swipe, and those will be like our active watches. So basically, like, like how she's watching all the Love Island, she's watching Below Deck. That's like things that are airing weekly. Like My High School Musical will go over there and such. So that's our plan for now. I can't wait to see. Oh, Cooper's scratching the ottoman. Just give him a second here.
No, I think you just gotta hit the button.
No. Okay. I think he's good now. So make sure you follow us on our Instagram so you can see what we're gonna be watching. Mm-hmm. We're gonna also we're gonna do every Sunday, like I said, our little bar graphs so you can see how many hours of TV we watched. If you know how many hours you watched, comment down below on that post. Oop, she's touching me with her feet. Ugh.
Did I? No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I cracked my ankle.
No, you did. I know you did.
I'm sorry.
I felt it.
Oh my God.
All right.
We're not feet people, in case you're wondering.
Instagram, we watched it all. Go check it out. I think that's pretty much it. We'll try and see if we can do the Beverly Hills trailer breakdown. That will probably be on the Instagram, and we'll put it on YouTube too. No podcast. Exclusive little content. We're doing our first exclusive content for you guys. I think that's all. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. We'll be back next week.
Hit the button.